Welcome to Mississippi, where the expectations of the Alcorn State faithful are higher than ever. After a 9-win season last year, the top-ranked offense in the SWAC is off to another fast start. They welcome the reigning SWAC champions, Southern, who are looking to defend their conference title. SWAC football kicks off right now. Welcome to ESPN College Football Primetime, presented by McDonald's from Jack Spinks Stadium in Lorman, Mississippi. It's a SWAC battle between the Southern University Jaguars and the Alcorn State Braves. Big rivalry weekend. Great to have you with us in Lorman, along with former NFL quarterback Jay Walker. I'm Mark Neely. Jay, this rivalry, two schools that are separated by about 2.5-hour drive. Fans are into it this weekend.
They're into it. Everything that you want to see in a big-time college football game is here. Plenty of land, plenty of pageantry. Two really good football teams are going to duke it out here on the football field. Yeah,
Southern won the conference title last year. Alcorn State was knocking on the door. Really, the last 2 years, these two schools have become conference heavyweights.
They have, and for Alcorn State, Jay Hobson has the program possibly a year ahead of schedule. And for Southern University, head coach Dawson Dodoms is trying to prove to the rest of the conference they were the champs a season ago, and they're just as good this year as well.
Well, Southern is normally a two-quarterback offense, but Deontay Shorts is not here for Southern. He has an elbow issue, so it's all the Austin Howard show today.
And they're going to need Austin Howard to go against a very tough Alcorn defense. Austin Howard is a freshman. He has the ability to be a game changer, but in a game like today, he really has to rely on his running attack. And fortunately for the Jaguars, running back Leonard Tillery is one of the best in the conference. They can use him to keep his 5.6 average yards per carry into this contest.
Well, you mentioned the Alcorn State defense. This is a defense that likes to harass opposing quarterbacks.
And they do it in so many unconventional fronts. It's an absolute nightmare on the opposing offensive line and quarterback, particularly a freshman quarterback. They bring pressure from all over the football field. As a matter of fact, they have 18 sacks on the season. That leads all FCS defenses. They're going to try and rattle the Jaguars' backfield today.
There's Hayden McCraney, the sophomore out of Jackson, Mississippi, ready to kick off. Alcorn State in the purple uniforms with the white and gold trim, and Southern wearing the white tops with the Columbia blue pants.
And we talked about in the open about the space that's here. Normally we don't talk about the space here, but one thing when you come here to Alcorn State, you have to take into account all the land they have here. It's so beautiful, and you're clearly in the beautiful part of Mississippi.
Johnson decides to take a knee. So Alcorn will begin from their own 25-yard line to begin this football game. Again, Alcorn State coming in 3-1 overall, 1-0 in conference. Southern 2-2 and 1-0 in conference play.
I don't know in the past couple of years, Austin Howard, as he takes the field, if there's been a more electric environment here in Lorman, Mississippi since probably the Steve McNair days, where the crowd was really into this game, filled to capacity. This is a good old-fashioned SWAC contest.
With artillery in the backfield with Howard. And a handoff to Tillery straight ahead up to the 30 for a pickup of 5 on the first play of the game. Again, no Deontay Shorts, out with an elbow injury, not here. So we expect to see 100% Austin Howard. Right back to the line of scrimmage go the Jaguars. On the delay once again, Tillery up near a first down, may have it at the 35. Let's take a look at our impact players. He may be only 5'5", but Willie Quinn is an impactful player.
Quick as a hiccup is how they describe him, the ability to make people miss. Willie Quinn averages over 15 yards per carry. And Damon Watkins, number 33, he'll line up as a Mike backer. He'll line up as an outside linebacker. You're going to see him all over the football field today for the Braves.
It is a first down for Southern, and the first pass attempt is low and underthrown at the 40-yard line, looking for the aforementioned Willie Quinn.
What you'll see from the Southern offense, I call it a peekaboo offense. When you watch them on film, they don't really necessarily run directly at you downhill. They like to spread you out east and west, And anytime there's a run in play, 75% of the time there's going to be somebody pulling involved in the action, whether it's a guard or a center. This is a very active offensive line for the Jaguars.
Play fake. The pass comes to the near side. Justin Morgan with the catch at the 41-yard line. Pick up about 5. And within the first 3 or 4 plays of the game, Jay Walker has used the term hiccup and peekaboo. I like it. It's a good start.
And that's what you have. They're not a power football team. This is not a powerful offense. It's a very good offensive line for Southern University, but their strength is in their agility.
And Alcorn State's going to use an early timeout with a 3rd and 5 upcoming for Southern.
One of the reasons why Alcorn is able to lead the nation in sacks is because they line up in such unconventional formations. You will see at times 2 defensive linemen and 6 linebackers and 3 defensive backs, and then they'll also change it up and they'll have 1 D lineman with 9 people in coverage. So one of the things that defensive coordinator Tony Piccaro likes to do is really put a lot of stress on the mental aspect of the quarterback and the offensive line from the opposing defense by giving them such different formations to look at.
3rd and 5 for Southern on this, the first possession of the game from their own 41-yard line.
1 defensive lineman in the game for Alcorn right now.
Send Quinn in motion, looking in that direction, going down the sideline. A catch, a completion, but that is Reggie Travis. All the way up to the 21-yard line.
A team that likes to be in pressure, what do? Move the pocket, make the read simple for your young quarterback, puts plenty of air underneath it, allows Travis to run underneath the football. That's great touch. Look at the location of this ball here. Really allowed Travis to locate the football, run underneath it, and make the huge catch.
3rd and 5, and it turns into a 40-yard pass play. The catch by Travis, who was defended by Quentin Cantu. Tillery, not much there on first down. But the first large gash play of the game, so to speak here, Jay, belongs to Southern on the road.
And what a great play call by offensive coordinator Chad Germany, responsible for the passing game. Move in the pocket. I really like the idea to move the pocket. Don't allow the freshman to stay in the pocket and become a sitting duck for a very aggressive Brave defense. And he put tremendous touch on the pass.
Howard hands off to Tillery, running left, cuts back. Does earn a couple of yards out of that, up to the 18-yard line. But it's going to be 3rd and long again. Devon Francois with the tackle for Alcorn State.
This is the Alcorn defense that only allows 82 yards rushing per game on the ground. Any rushing yardage that the Jaguars are able to achieve, they're going to be very hard earned.
So they converted on 3rd and 5 earlier on the drive. Now face a 3rd and 8 with the ball spotted at the Alcorn State 19. Howard hit as he throws in the air and incomplete in the end zone. Well, the pressure came. He was looking for Bradley Coleman, the tight end, here on the near side of the end zone, but it's 4th down.
And had he been able to hold on to this football just a half a hair longer, that would have been a touchdown throw. They had the corner route open in the end zone, but Howard was forced to deliver the ball before the receiver can come completely open. Now the Jaguars have to settle for a field goal attempt.
Like Quentin Cantu had the pressure off the edge there that hit Howard as he threw the football. Now Pittman on. Short. No good. So a 36-yard attempt. And Pittman, who had been 2 for 3 in field goals with a long of 39, misses that one short. And Southern comes up empty on their first possession of the game.
When we say the all-new Chrysler 200 is all new, we mean it. We used the latest tools and built a new state-of-the-art manufacturing plant. We gave it new smart technology. We challenged conventional thinking with a more intuitive design. And we set new expectations of what an American sedan can be. The all-new Chrysler 200.
ESPNU College Football Primetime is presented by McDonald's. I'm loving it.
Back here in Lorman, Mississippi on the Alcorn State campus, Southern on their first possession, a 9-play drive had come up empty. The 36-yard field goal missed by Pittman. It may have actually been partially blocked. Tough to tell, Jay. Anthony Williams, number 19, came around from the near side. He may have gotten a hand on this football.
Combination of two things. It's a slow snap, and then you're going to see Williams here, in man on the line of scrimmage. Watch him come around the edge, take advantage of a snap with not a lot of velocity, gets there, takes a great angle, and extends. I think he got a hand on that football. Made the field goal just enough to make it a short field goal attempt.
Yeah, I tend to think you're right there, because 36 yards is certainly well within the range of Pittman, and he came up short. It leads you to believe that Williams did get at least a little bit of piece of that field goal attempt. So taking over, Alcorn State, almost a mishandle, but the run taken by Ragsdale, and he's all the way across the 35 up to the 36-yard line. A nice run on first down on their first play, gain of 16.
Heads up football play by Ragsdale. The timing was clearly off between the quarterback and the center on the exchange, and the ball was just floating in the air. Ragsdale makes a heads up play, picks it up, and gains a first down for the Braves.
Yeah, the Braves are fortunate they didn't turn it over right there deep in their own end. Instead, a run of 16 and a first down now up at their own 36. Comes that little kind of jet sweep, but Josh Ivory with a put in motion, but that one well read by the Southern defense.
Take a good look at John Gibbs. Yes, that's not a typo. 6 feet 6 inches tall, plenty of size. Had a great game versus Mississippi Valley last week. He's the leader. He's been starting for Alcorn State since his freshman year. Now he's a junior. He has a championship in his eyesight.
Anthony Williams, who's been the key running back, has a first down run there for Alcorn State. Let's take a look at our impact players.
Well, they're going to use a plethora of running backs. We've already seen 3 ball carriers already for Alcorn. Aaron Baker's one of them, has 3 touchdowns on the season. And defensively for Southern University, Demetrius Carter last week had 15 tackles to lead the Jaguars. He's their playmaker. He's also their vocal leader on the football field.
Running left, Anthony Williams III lowers the shoulder. He's across midfield. Out at the 48-yard line of Southern, tackled by the quarterback, Danny Johnson.
Alcorn offense is all predicated off the zone read to the perimeter. John Gibbs at 6 feet 6 inches is very good at managing the run game, when to allow the runner to keep the ball and when to pull it out to avoid a negative play.
Gibbs gets it to Ragsdale, off left tackle, bounced off one tackler, but then wrapped up by Demetrius Carter. Got him by the ankles.
A little surprised right now that Southern University is allowing the running backs for Alcorn to have an impact on this football game. The running backs can really get it done for Alcorn. Gibbs, he's mobile, but he's not exceptionally fast. I would trust him to run the football first.
First down. Ragsdale on the first down play, up to the 40 and lost it. And Southern has it. Rashad Turner, number 34, with the recovery, and an Alcorn State turnover on their first possession.
This is a design play, screen to the outside. Ragsdale has the ball and never secures it. That ball comes out early. Very opportunistic play by Southern University, poking the ball out. Great job by Gabe Eccles, number 90, the nose tackle. Following the running back down the line and showing the mobility to catch up to the running back, running away from him and poke the football out.
So the Braves turnover gives it to Southern at their own 39-yard line. The second possession for the Jaguars after a 9-play drive on their first that wound up in a missed 36-yard field goal. Howard going deep and way too deep. Completely overthrowing his intended receiver, Justin Morgan. But hey, you get a turnover, you want to make a big play, or right after that, and at least they took a shot.
They took the deep shot, but unfortunately they had a wide receiver that was wide open in the middle of the field on the skinny post pattern. Howard just overthrew him by a mile. He's got to calm down and settle down in this football game.
Low snap, but Howard handles it, throws on the run, and almost intercepted by Warren Gatewood, the quarterback, who stepped in front of Willie Quinn.
Gatewood is a good one, the junior from Baltimore, Maryland. Good job looking at the quarterback, eyeing where the ball is coming from, and making a break on that pass. That ball's a split second later. Gatewood's going the other way for a pick 6.
3rd down and 10. Just over 5 minutes gone here in the first quarter. Scoreless from Lorman, Mississippi in this SWAC battle.
It was one of these funky fronts that Alcorn will bring. 1 defensive lineman, 4 linebackers on the line of scrimmage.
And on the delay, Tillery is hit for a loss in the backfield by a host of Braves, including number 33, Damon Watkins.
Yeah, Damon Watkins, they like to bring pressure. You see all the defensive linemen. Look at these. These are all linebackers on the line of scrimmage, each responsible for a gap, mobile and quick. Everybody shoots a gap, quick stunt. They're able to get to the backfield for the loss.
Watkins and Cantu with that first for the Braves. These for the receiver spot for the Braves, number 19, Anthony Williams Jr.
Anthony Williams back to receive the punt, waving everybody off. It's going to take a southern roll inside the 15-yard line and down at about the 12. So not very good starting field position for Alcorn on their second drive when we return. Well, Southern punter Paul Randall Soden's 54-yard punt pins Alcorn State back at their own 12-yard line to begin their second drive of the game. Their first drive resulted in a turnover, a fumble. There's a handoff. Anthony Williams, for just about 2 up near the 14, brought down by the defensive back Blake Monroe. Alcorn State, nice crowd here for the SWAC matchup on ESPNU. Gibbs hands off. Once again to Williams, running left. Trying to turn that corner upended at the 20-yard line, about 2 yards shy of the first down by Raheem Ledbetter.
And you can see that's the game plan with Gibbs at the quarterback position. They run that read option, but they're not looking for the inside zone portion of it. They like the outside perimeter run game, jet sweeps, keeping the defensive ends and linebackers really on their horses, making them chase the football with misdirection.
3rd and 2, converting 44% of their third downs so far this year are the Braves. Going to try to run for it with Williams, and he will not get it.
It's a fumble.
And may have lost the football. Looks like he did. They undo the pile, and Alcorn State will keep possession, but will have to punt. Recovered by is Kelly Ngosia.
Look at this great recognition by 27, right side of your screen. Recognize it's a run play. Absolutely pummels the running back. Clearly a fumble. Fortunate Alcorn State recovered the football, but that's great football play by Blake Monroe, the strong safety, coming in and filling shoulder first, right on the football.
And is Kelly Ngosia able to recover it to keep possession for Alcorn, but they do punt on 4th down. Hayden McCraney, his first punt's been averaging about 46 yards a punt. This is a good boot. All the way back to the 25 goes Willie Quinn, looking for a blocking help, but pulled down at the 28-yard line. They're on special teams, Blake Monroe. Daniel Franklin there, number 27 for Alcorn State. Well, coverage of HBCU football resumes this Thursday night on ESPNU at 7:30. Alabama State comes here to Lorman to face this Alcorn State Braves team. Hornets and Braves started today tied for first place in the SWAC East Division.
Gets no easier for Alcorn. Crucial stretch of the season right now. Alabama State's playing some great football. Highly ranked in the power rankings. We'll see later on where we have them ranked.
Run all the way up to the 39-yard line. That's John West with his first carry. Well, a couple of backs are out today, Jay, for Southern. Tyree Bracken is out with an injured shoulder. It occurred last week in the first quarter of the Prairie View A&M game. And Malcolm Crockett is out as well with a high ankle sprain. So West getting some carries. Here's to the 41-yard line, Willie Quinn with the catch.
Right now we see Southern University trying to bring a little tempo to the offense. The game is kind of stalled, which normally favors a defensive battle. They don't want to make this a defensive contest. The Jaguars want to put some points on the board versus a very stingy Brave defense.
Howard faked the handoff to West. Now he's looking to run. And brought down at the 45-yard line from behind. A couple of Braves had a chance at him. Corey Williams and Deion Robertson getting to him.
Alcorn's going to bring pressure. It's going to come from different locations. So Williams comes from his linebacker position, outside linebacker, and Robertson, the defensive lineman. Very, very tough to figure out where the pressure's coming for when you're facing this Alcorn State defense.
Howard's pass deflected in the air, but still caught. And down the sideline with plenty of green. Touchdown, Justin Morgan. Well, a deflected pass turns into 6 for the Jaguars, who catch a break. Third touchdown of the season for Justin Morgan.
They brought pressure from the outside, and it was great recognition by Justin Morgan. I mean, really, Alcorn got what they wanted. They forced a quick throw. The ball was tipped by a Brave defender, and Morgan, with great concentration, and turns on the burners. When you talk to the coaching staff, who's the fastest wide receiver? Oh, it's Justin Morgan. So you knew once it became a foot race, they were betting on Morgan.
And the point after up and good. 55-yard touchdown for Justin Morgan off the deflection. A break for the Jags, and they have a big play early in this game.
ESPN is your home of the new college football playoff.
Nearly a century ago,
Southern leading 7-0 after the Justin Morgan 55-yard touchdown catch. There in the middle of your screen is Quentin Cantu, the quarterback for Alcorn State. He did his job early on that last play, Jay.
He does a great job. He's your cornerback coming here. They're going to bring a corner blitz, trying to get pressure on the pocket. He does a good job, but I want you to take a look at the angle by the safety, Devon Francois. He comes over, looking, the ball tips, throws off the rhythm and the timing. He overruns the play. Great concentration by Justin Morgan. Becomes a foot race with the fastest Southern University receiver, and he shows he's got speed to burn as he takes it the distance to the house.
4-play drive, went 72 yards, and of course 55 coming on that pass play. A minute 18. Went off the clock. So 5:45 to go in this first quarter. Southern leading Alcorn State 7-0. And that is going to bounce where it's taken at the 2. Jaborian McKenzie, the Vanderbilt transfer, trying to weave his way through traffic, and he's up to the 18-yard line. Well, in case you missed it, video of that touchdown catch for Justin Morgan now posted on the SportsCenter app. It's available on your mobile devices and tablets whenever you need it. You see the drive, 4 plays with the 55-yard touchdown catch. Jay, I know there's still over 5.5 minutes left in this first quarter, but the Alcorn State offense needs to start showing something here, don't they?
They need to move the ball so they can control the battle of field position. Right now, Southern University has been winning the battle of field position and continuing to give Alcorn State the football deep in their own territory.
Third possession for the Braves. Their first resulted in a turnover. The second was a 3-and-out. And the pass is completed out to Turner. Jarvis Turner up the near sideline near a first down. They're going to mark him at the 28, so that should be a gain of 10.
How is this not a hold at the bottom of your screen? You tell me what you see. Watch the action that's going to happen right here. The defensive back, Danny Johnson from Southern, he sees the play.
Yeah.
They won't let him go. Look, it's coming right towards you. He sees it. Everybody sees it. They're grabbing his jersey, his arms, everything. But, hey, if you're not cheating, you're not trying, right, Mark?
Well, it was a pickup at 9, so it's 2nd and 1. Let's see what they want to do on 2nd and short, and the pass is caught by Jordan Payne across midfield to the 46-yard line of Southern. 8th catch of the year for Jordan Payne. That's a 26-yard pickup.
Yeah, great job. Second level throw. Play action pass. You're going to see Payne on the left side of your screen. As soon as he comes out of his break, Gibbs throws a strike. Payne's a guy they like to move him around. They'll line him up at tight end. They'll line him up at slot receiver. He'll play the X. He's their go-to target.
Covered up by Gibbs. I'm not sure if he wanted to hand that off to Aaron Baker or not, but regardless, that's a couple of times now already in this game, Jay. They've had some issues there.
Yeah, the quarterback-center exchange hasn't been clean, and you would normally say that for a team where the quarterback's under center often, but this has been from the shotgun. That's a gimme. Should be 100% on that one, but the timing has not been there for the Braves. They've been fortunate they haven't turned the football over yet.
Running left, Ragsdale turns the corner, lowers the shoulder, he rumbles forward up to the 41-yard line.
22 Ragsdale on the carry.
If you're going to run these bubble type screens, you need great wide receiver blocking. Take a look at number 12, seal the edge here, Brandon Vessel. Watch this, seal the edge. Once he gets that back there, seals the edge, positive yardage for the running back. When you have the little horizontal passing game, as I like to call it, you need great blocks from your wide receivers. Good job by Vessel.
3rd and long, 5 here for Alcorn State. Howard looking, dumps it off to the back, Ragsdale. With the second effort of first down, he and the defender collided, and Ragsdale won that battle.
I think that was a little bit of payback. I believe that was Blake Monroe, number 27. He delivered a big hit earlier, but look at Ragsdale. This time I got you. You say every now and then the rabbit gets the gun. And he delivered the blow.
Thanks, Bugs. So first down, Alcorn State from the 35 of Southern. Is he looking to throw? He is indeed. A pass from Rollins towards the end zone. Yes, touchdown. Ladarian Davis on the receiving end of a touchdown throw from wide receiver Zarek Rollins.
I'm not so sure about that.
He may have been out of bounds.
It seemed as if he was out of bounds. Good job by Southern defensively. They weren't fooled by the play action in the backfield. But the cornerback is not fooled. He's looking for it. Let's see. Does he have it? He's bobbling it. I don't know when he got possession of that football. It's a great catch. Way to go up and come down with the football, but I don't know if he got that foot down in time when he secured possession. Off the helmet. It's moving. It's moving. He's got it now, and that foot doesn't come in bounds. I don't think that's a touchdown.
I think there's enough to overturn this call, don't you think, Jay?
Yep. And that's the key. Is it indisputable that he did not have control of it, was out of bounds. He doesn't have it. Ball's moving. He secures it right now. He secures it. He's out of bounds. That right foot does not come in. That's a great look by our camera crew, and I'm pretty sure they'll see the same thing in the replay booth.
Rob Gilbert, our replay official today. That's Bethencourt, number 28, on the coverage there. And Rollins, who delivered the pass, was shaken up, but needed some attention, did get up.
So now
off the field.
He's got it now. Look, that foot, that's off the ground. Doesn't get a chance to come in and touch the white line. I think that's the foot, the right foot. And in college football, you only need one. But I don't believe when he had possession of the ball, clearly had possession, he was in play.
Well, ruling on the field is a 35-yard touchdown, but this has got a pretty good chance of coming back.
Mark, you've been with me for a while. I think my batting average is getting higher.
You're doing better.
I used to stay around the Mendoza line, around 200, 20% for those of you all that aren't baseball fans. And now I think I'm probably a 300 hitter on this. And I don't know with replay if you'll ever get to batting over 500 because it is subjective to what you see in the booth. And one man's opinion is another person's opposite opinion. But I think on this one, when he secured the football, I thought he was out of bounds.
Yeah, you're not Rod Carew with your average, but you're getting it up there. And if it comes back, you're looking at a 2nd and 10 for Alcorn State at the 35 of Southern.
Take one more look from our game camera angle here. No possession there. It's moving, clearly moving, going away from him. He secures it right now. When he secures it right now, he doesn't have a foot in bounds. When he has security, left foot is out, right foot, we saw it earlier, not in possession.
Yeah, that should come back. It looked like he was starting to bring it down, and then it hit the face mask of the defender, Bethencourt, or his helmet, and it definitely, he did not have possession until he was out of bounds. It's our referee there in the upper right-hand box, Eddie Kelly.
We should mention the SWAC, along with the Mid-Eastern Athletic Conference, 2 FCS conferences that for television games, utilize replay. Oh, wow.
Wow. All right, you're back towards the Mendoza line.
I'm back to bat 200. And I thought it had everything there you needed to see to overturn a call. Didn't have possession, wasn't in bounds.
I didn't hear his did he say stand or confirmed? I didn't hear which one, but he said stands. Okay, so nonetheless, looked like it may come back but doesn't. So it's a 35-yard touchdown, and McCraney adds on the point after. So Alcorn State has tied it up. The 35-yard touchdown throw from Rollins to Ladarian Davis. Davis's first touchdown catch of the season. Second TD throw for the wide receiver Rollins. So that is a play that Alcorn State has employed previously this year. As you mentioned, Jay, you thought Southern was... They were ready for that play with the wide receiver throwing the football.
They were in great position. They saw it, and give credit to the unit. You want to put a defender in a place where he can make a play on the ball. He made the play. It was just a fantastic catch by the receiver, and the officials thought he had enough of his body or controlled the football enough.
McCraney to kick off for Alcorn State. Danny Johnson, Willie Quinn back deep for Southern. So we're tied at 7, 3:11 to play first quarter from here in Lorman, Mississippi.
Give credit to that Alcorn offense as well. You said they needed to move the football, control the battlefield position. They responded in a big way by tying up this football game.
Johnson brings it from 3 yards deep, hits the 30 down the sideline, out of bounds near the 40. No flags and a nice run back for Johnson. Well, Monday it's a meeting between two playoff teams from last. Well, they marked him out at the 32. So Southern begins from there and heads off to Leonard Tillery. And Tillery keeps the feet moving all the way across the 45 for a gain of about 8 on first down. Tackled by Devon Francois.
And they're going to need Tillery to play well. You know, this is the defense that likes to bring pressure. Running game will neutralize most of the blitzing that Alcorn likes to do.
Tillery with the first down run. He's up to the 46 of Alcorn State. So just like that, 2 plays, and Southern is in Alcorn State territory. Carrington Alois with the tackle on that last play for the Braves. Give it right back to Tillery. Actually, that's Edwards getting his first carry. Herbert Edwards.
We talk about what they like to do. They like to bring bodies all the time, misdirection. You're going to see the pull by the guard there, in that case, Alan Spry. Anytime you see Southern run the football, somebody's pulling. So you see 2 white jerseys coming at you. One's going to be the ball carrier. The other's going to be a blocker.
Howard overthrows the intended receiver, Dylan Beard. I thought he was going to run that, and then at the last moment elected to try the pass over the top.
And that's something within the maturation process that we'll see from Austin Howard. Second down, you call a bootleg. They flush you out of the pocket. Just pick up positive yards. If you'd have picked up 3 or 4 yards, you're looking at 3rd and 3 compared to 3rd and 7. But that's something in film study that you can learn. You can coach them up and teach them the mental aspects of making the right decision.
Tillery back in as the back, but it is a 3rd and 7. Howard has to step up. He's brought down. Darian Moody. Looks like Moody's team leading 4th sack of the year.
All the linebackers on the line of scrimmage. I mean, just take a look at how many jerseys you see people standing up, not getting in a 3-point stance. They're trying to use the quickness to match the agility of Southern University, trying to get pressure on the quarterback.
Paul Randall Soden on to punt. His first punt today went for 54 yards, was not returned. Anthony Williams with the fair catch at the 11. Well, Jay Hobson now in his 3rd season as the head coach here at Alcorn State, doing a lot of great things with the Braves.
Yeah, and that was a key date right there. He was the first non-black coach to coach an institution in the SWAC, and then he came in there and won 9 games right away, and that'll put all you naysayers wrong. And now in 2014 campaign, he has the Braves looking at championship expectations, which they have not had quite some time here. From this area, grew up in Vicksburg, always coached all over the country, but always called Vicksburg home. And he's got something special brewing here on the reservation, as they like to call it.
John Gibbs keeping for about 3 on first down. Yeah, Hobson with that 9-win season last year. They were 7-2 in conference. And Jay, really, if it weren't for the game that was their only home loss last year, which was late in the season to Alabama A&M, lost 19-18, they would have been in the SWAC title game instead of Southern.
And that was versus an Alabama A&M team that really had a disappointing season in 2013. I'm sure they were kicking themselves for that. And now they're coming out of the SWAC Eastern Division, super competitive this year.
Gibbs with the throw off the hands of the intended receiver. Jarvis Turner at the 30. Would have been plenty for a first down. Not a badly thrown ball.
Maybe a little bit too much lead, but one thing that you can count on with Alcorn, they keep wide receivers that can run after catch. This is the state of Mississippi. When you mention Mississippi wide receivers, you think of the greatest of all time, Jerry Rice. They've always had good wide receivers down here at Alcorn that excelled at running after they made the catch. If you just put the ball in the playmaker's hands, good things will happen.
Turner is the receiver at the top of the screen on 3rd and 7, and there's an offsides, a free play here for the Alcorn State offense. Picked off, but it should come back. Danny Johnson with the pick. Coming down the sideline inside the 20. Cuts back down at the 1, but I don't think there's any question. On the right side of the line, there was a Southern player offsides, and that was a free play for John Gibbs in Alcorn State.
Outside. Defense. Number 20. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
Raheem Ledbetter on your right side. Watch him creep up.
And he's got momentum. They're bringing pressure. On the replay, it was a little bit closer than it looked. But Gibbs anticipated getting a free play, and he was right.
Takes away what would have been the second interception of the year for Southern's Danny Johnson. So the penalty moves the ball up to the 19-yard line and a 3rd and 2. First penalty of the game right there, and a costly one for Southern. And they're going to let the time perhaps run down here in this first quarter. And it does. So Justin Morgan, a 55-yard touchdown catch for Southern. And Davis has the touchdown reception at 35 yards for Alcorn. 7-7 after 1 quarter in this SWAC matchup in Lorman.
Chase for the NASCAR Sprint Cup.
Ready to start the second quarter from Lorman, Mississippi. Southern and Alcorn State. ESPN College Football Primetime presented by McDonald's. Each team getting a touchdown in that first quarter, Jay, in a little bit of unusual fashion. The deflection, but the ball finds Justin Morgan. He goes 55 yards for Southern for the first score. And then Alcorn State with some trickery. This was a pass from the wide receiver Rollins and Davis. We thought there was enough evidence to overturn this that he didn't have possession, but it stayed a touchdown.
The official said the second foot when he was inbound before he lost contact was a touchdown score. The bang-bang play. All that being said, we have a tie football game here in an early conference matchup between two teams with high expectations.
And to start the second quarter, Alcorn State with a 3rd and 2 upcoming from their own 19-yard line. Glad to have you with us from Lorman, Mississippi. Mark Neely along with Jay Walker and our ESPN crew. What a beautiful day here in Lorman. Ragsdale. It all depends on the spot. Where they're standing, it looks like he has it. And does so. First down, Alcorn State. Ragsdale's a junior out of Brandon, Mississippi. Came in averaging 71 yards rushing per game, averaging 9.5 yards per carry, however. And 4 rushing touchdowns this year. On play action across the middle, right into the arms of Rollins. Makes a move at midfield, and another. Heads to the far side, gets a block. 30, 25, and out of bounds at the 24-yard line. Well, Zarek Rollins had the touchdown throw for the first score for Alcorn State. Now he's back in his more familiar role with a 53-yard reception.
And when you start hearing this music, that means something good is happening for Alcorn. This is just a skinny post, and the ball's thrown right between the 1 and the 0. Nice, strong throw by John Gibbs, and tremendous of moves after the catch.
And here's Ragsdale with the run straight ahead, and he has another first down to the 12-yard line.
When they start beating those drums, like you're hearing that music now, look out. That means bad things are normally happening for the visiting team.
Ragsdale adds to that displeasure for the visiting team with a touchdown run of 12 yards. Fifth rushing touchdown of the season for the junior Darian Ragsdale, and Alcorn State back in front. In front for the first time today.
Just a great job following the block of the fullback, Alondria Young. Ragsdale, great vision as they carve up the interior defense for Southern University.
McCraney out of the hole to Vessel. And it's 14-7 Alcorn State. Well, that's the Alcorn State offense I think we've been accustomed to seeing this year, Jay.
Quick strike, showed the ability to get the ball done in the air. Strong throw by Gibbs. Zarek Rollins, huge 53-yard catch. The Braves hold down the reservation.
$14 unanswered points for Alcorn State. They lead it by a touchdown. But, Jay, I want you to give me 5, man.
We go to the power rankings, and I'm going to do something different. I normally don't do this, but number 5, North Carolina A&T, fantastic football team. They could be moving up. Texas Southern undefeated. They've got a huge game versus Alabama State today. We'll see. And I got Southern University in that on the bubble along with Morgan. We'll see. But how about this number 4? Can I do this?
Wow.
Can I do that? They could be moving up the ladder. They could be. This is impressive. This defense is legit. Number 3 is Tennessee State. Number 2, Alabama State, playing some of the best football around. They're going to take on the number 4 team on Thursday. We'll be here marking still the cream of the crop. And it's going to be tough for Bethune-Cookman to hold on to number 1 all season long. But Brian Jenkins still has the Wildcats on top. Looking impressive, but I'm impressed by what I see here from both of these squads. Winner of this game is clearly going to be in the top 5. Alcorn trying to move up and maybe get in front of Tennessee State.
A short kick, fumbled momentarily, but then handled at the 29-yard line by Southern. And Southern, fortunate there, they didn't lose that football.
And I'll also say this, if Texas Southern beats Alabama State tonight, then I'm a believer. Not a believer just yet. Got them on the bubble. They're undefeated. But you know what they say, you can't become a top 5 team playing the children of the poor or children's missionary. So that's what I need to see from them. And they're taking on Alabama State. They can earn some respect.
It was Dylan Beard, by the way, who handled that on special teams, able to cover up. So they begin at their own 29-yard line. Tillery uses a stiff arm and he's out of bounds up around the 33-yard line. That was Devon Francois who took that stiff arm at the end of the play.
The running attack of Southern, it's shown up at spots, but overall the offensive line, which is the core basis of this offense for Southern, they haven't been able to dominate the line of scrimmage. I think they're still confused by the small, quick line of Alcorn State.
Tillery again. He may have enough for a first down up at the 39-yard line. Brought down by C.J. Morgan.
I told you they're going to pull somebody when they're running because they like to get a body over there to help you out and set you up. So in this case here, you're going to watch the tight end come all the way across the formation. Running back looks like he's going to the left. That play was designed to go to the right the whole time.
Right back into the arms of Leonard Tillery. He was a little short on the last spot, so it was 3rd and short. He does pick up the first down there up to the 41.
I like the play selection there. Co-offensive coordinators, Chinnis Berry, Chad Germany. Settle down your young quarterback. the atmosphere started to get hype. You're trailing on the road. Go to the running game. Let your offensive line ease some of the pressure on Austin Howard.
John West now in as the back for the Jaguars. And he has this carry and is wrapped up for maybe just a half yard. Not a whole lot there before he was enveloped by Deion Robertson, the defensive end.
This is why it's so tough. Watch them just shoot the gap. They're going to try and pull somebody around, but they're shooting the gaps. They're beating them to the spot. Shoot the gap. Get there, nobody to hit. So Southern wants to pull, get a lead blocker there, but Alcorn's just shooting the gaps very effectively, disrupting the running game for Southern.
Austin Howard pulled it down, lost the football. It's loose, and it's recovered by Alcorn State. Well, Howard was stripped. And Alcorn State jumps on it at the 39-yard line of Southern. Looked like Robertson, number 55, forced the fumble, stripped it from Howard.
Yeah, good job by Deion Robertson from his defensive end position. He plays defensive end, 6 feet, 255 pounds. Number 55, you see him in the top of your screen. He's just going to beat his man, and as Howard tries to step up, watch him reach around with the strip. Good job. That's great recognition by Robertson.
Looked like Ricky Joseph, perhaps the one that jumped on the loose football. So it's a first down Alcorn State at the 39 of Southern. A whistle at the snap.
I'll start. Offense, number 79, 5-yard penalty, first down.
Left guard Isaac Sampson jumped early. Haven't had many flags in this game, which is a good thing. It's been pretty clean.
And when Isaac Sampson jumps, everybody's going to move.
It's noticeable.
6'5", 367 pounds, the junior from Mobile, Alabama. When he moves, we move, Mark.
He moves the world. He first team all-conference last year, preseason first team once again in the SWAC. This is Williams. Williams has a hole till he's met at the 30-yard line. A nice run up. It'll leave him only about 2 yards from another first down. Stopped by Brian Anderson, the free safety.
And when you watch this team play in person, we haven't been here, taking the road down the stretch, as they call the highway takes, and getting here at Alcorn. We haven't been here about 2 years, and we've been seeing the scores and hearing about them in person. They're impressive. And what really got my attention when they played Southern Miss and lost to Southern Miss 26-20, a game that they felt they should have won, let you know that Coach Hobson has a solid football squad.
Anthony Williams has enough for the first down. Alcorn State played Southern Miss in week 2. As you mentioned, lost 26-20. Then 1-2 since then, including their conference opener last week against Mississippi Valley State.
And they took care of Mississippi Valley State rather easily. You know, when you get teams like that you're better than, the score is supposed to reflect that.
52-9 was the final. Williams avoids a tackler at 20-15 inside the 10, and he'll be marked out at the 8, but it's first and goal Alcorn State.
All right, let's give an A for effort here, Mark. We don't do this too often, but take a look at the center, number 64 right here. We'll try and spotlight the ball. Watch the effort of Ongasia. He's going to try and get there. He's out there. He's out front. Oh, went down, but he got in the way just enough to allow Williams to pick up positive yards.
20-yard gain. First and goal from the 8-yard line. Squeaking through again. This time, Aaron Baker. Here's Baker, who's this week's SWAC newcomer of the week, because in that win at Mississippi Valley State last week, he had a couple of touchdowns, including a 28-yard touchdown run.
He was our impact player because they use him in short yardage situations. When they get close to the end zone, he knows how to finish off drives.
Gibbs hands it back off to him, but this time he is upended.
Great job by Donald Phillips from his defensive line position. The junior from New Orleans came up with a huge play there.
So it's third and goal from the 5. Let George, the receiver at the top of the screen. Dumped off with room to run. Touchdown. The fullback, Alondre Young, with his first touchdown of the season. How about that call?
You knew they had to get Gibbs involved, give him a play action, run pass choice. Young flashed open early. This was easy. You're going to see Young just come across the formation here. Play action, give it to him right away, and he just walks into the end zone. Great play schematically by Alcorn, and assistant coach Fred McNair dialing up the plays.
Aiden McCraney for the point after. Sneaks it in that right upright. Alondre Young for Alcorn State gets his first touchdown of the season. Young, who's a native of Baton Rouge, Louisiana, makes it 21-7. ESPN College Football Primetime presented by McDonald's. This SWAC matchup has 9:34 left till halftime. 21-7, Alcorn State leading. 21 unanswered points for the Braves, and it doesn't seem like that long ago, Jay, I hit you with the fact that, hey, Alcorn State's offense needs to get something done. They've responded. Now the shoe's on the other foot.
Now Southern needs to come up with some points on the board, slow down the momentum from the Braves. Now Southern came in, grabbed an early lead. Now they realize they're in a very tough conference matchup in a very difficult place to win football games.
Maybe it's a play on special teams that sparks Southern. Quinn, who's back deep, had a 98-yard kickoff return for touchdown last week against Prairie View, but that one is not returnable. Well, get your NFL Sunday started on ESPN at 10 a.m. Eastern. It's Sunday NFL Countdown presented by Snickers. Host Chris Berman and the gang provide all the latest news and updates from around the league right up until kickoff. And before you set your fantasy lineups, our experts bring you the latest news and injury reports, plus predict the top fantasy performers on Fantasy Football Now, presented by Papa John's at 11 a.m. Eastern on ESPN2. Both also available live on Watch ESPN. Big drive for the Southern offense begins at their own 25. It starts with a run for Lenard Tillery, who was stopped right at the line of scrimmage by linebacker William Thomas.
Give credit to Alcorn realizing that the running game for Southern is giving them trouble, so they're saying we're going to force the freshman quarterback to beat us and not allow Tillery to become an impact player in this game. As you take a look at the numbers schematically, this says they should be able to throw the football with 6 bodies close to the line of scrimmage and only 5 to block. Alcorn is daring Southern to throw the football.
3 receivers at the top of the screen, but they're going to keep running it. Tillery trying to turn the left corner and is fortunate to even squeak out about 3 or 4 yards there up to the 29-yard line. Quentin Cantu and Devon Francois with the tackle.
I think once you realize that the strength of Southern's running game is not necessarily in between the tackles, it's when they pull their linemen and get on the edge. Alcorn thinks that plays into their strength, because one thing you can say about this Brave defense, very quick from sideline to sideline.
On 3rd and 7, Howard wanting to throw, and now is going to run, takes off, and with a nice run has a first down. Let's see where he may have stepped out at the 37, but that still would be enough for a first down.
Yeah, the second effort by Howard is going to pick up the first down. He does a great job getting around Roberson, number 55, trying to get another strip, and puts a move on Hendrick Taylor, the nickelback, and able to get the first down with the second effort and a nice move. The young, fresh legs on display by Austin Howard.
8-yard run for Howard, so first down. They're on 37. Showing blitz here. They come off the edge. Pass knocked down. Well, we've seen some batted balls that have turned into an adventure today, and that was almost another one. Cantu jumped up. He was the one earlier who tipped the ball, but it turned into a touchdown.
Yeah, and this time he decided to jump a little bit higher. He's going to come off your edge here for the corner blitz. Watch him leave his feet. He elevates, and I'm not just going to tip this ball for a lucky touchdown the other way this time around. That ball almost hit him in his chest.
Preseason all second team SWAC pick this year, Cantu. Howard hands it off. Tillery just ran into the back of the line. He had nowhere to go and lost a yard.
Cantu again, corner blitz. Same look they gave on the previous play. This time they decided to run the football. Cantu's a cornerback. That's a cornerback blitz. We talked about Alcorn not afraid to bring pressure from anywhere on the football field on any down. Consecutive corner blitzes by Cantu. Leaving his receiver, he's coming in for run force, and that's how you stop the run.
3rd down and 11.
And look at him. You see right now they're pointing at him right now. Reggie Travis, bottom of your screen. Look at him. He looks inside. He could be coming again.
He is not blitzing that time, and incomplete. That was past Tillery. There was a defender, Anthony Williams, who was coming into the vicinity that had a chance to perhaps pick that off.
And this is the danger zone for Southern right now. For the first time in this contest, it looked like Austin Howard did not know what he was looking at defensively. They brought 2 corner blitzes, and then they brought a blitz on the strong side right in the face of the quarterback, which you should be able to see and pick up. He was looking the other way. They need to talk and coach him up over on the sideline right now in between series.
Paul Randall Soden to punt. Anthony Williams back at his own 25. He gets it away, and another nice punt from Paul Randall Soden. Back to the 17. Williams retreating and brought down at the 15. So he lost a couple of yards on the return attempt. Under 7 minutes to play in this first half. That was a nice 47-yard punt from Paul Randall Soden. We have a flag down.
Blocking the back. On the receiving team, number 41. After this is good to go. First down.
So Nicholas Brown of Alcorn State called for the block in the back. So Alcorn's going to begin at their own 16 when we return.
Some cashback cards limit your rewards by telling you where you can earn bonus cashback. And then those categories change every few months. 1 month, it's the gym. Next month, it's movie theater. Who buys that much popcorn? Get the Quicksilver card.
SWAC news and notes. Of course, things are going better on the football field for Grambling State. Now they have a new men's and women's head basketball coaches. Jelana Ellis, Jackson State soccer, had a big game with 3 goals, 2 assists over Arkansas Pine Bluff. And how about Texas Southern football? 4-0, best start in 14 years. Tough foe today, though, in Montgomery, Alabama State.
We'll see how good they really are today. They take on Reggie Barlow's squad, which is playing football at a very high level. Put you on the spot real quick, Mark. Famous basketball alum from Grambling State University.
You did put me on the spot. What do you got?
Think New York Knicks. Think coming out of the tunnel. Willis Reed.
Willis Reed. Okay, there you go. When they won the championship in 70. Now you got you on that one. There's the throw. A little behind Vessel, but he's able to adjust and make the catch up at the 26-yard line.
We talked about Gibbs earlier at 6'6". Sometimes he likes to float the ball a little bit, doesn't set his feet, but when he steps into the throw, watch him step into that throw, throws a nice tight spiral. That ball traveled a long way in a short period of time. Whenever he sets his feet, he throws a nice ball. Occasionally he does not set his feet and the ball tends to float.
It was a 19-yard gain, and Ragsdale looking to add on to that. Still going, pulled down finally. A late flag where he was tackled at the 38-yard line. Danny Johnson with the tackle, but how about that run from Ragsdale as he busted through the middle?
You have to have great vision to see the safety coming up.
Face mask. Number 10 on the defense. Added on to the end of the run. First down.
With so many bodies around you, to have the ability to size him up, and he cleared him. I mean, you know, they say clear a hurdle. Sometimes you may nip the hurdle. Watch this. He's going to size him up and clear him. He doesn't connect at all. Blake Monroe. This is great athleticism and vision and timing, and he kept running. They could not bring him down. What a run by Ragsdale.
35-yard run. Then you add the personal foul for the face mask at the end of it, and they're all the way up to the 23-yard line of Southern. Keeping Gibbs. Touchdown. John Gibbs with his 4th rushing touchdown of the season. Alcorn State pouring it on right now.
Well, they've been running up the middle, finding ways to get there. Ragsdale first, and now Gibbs calling his own number. 6'6", looking very much like Colin Kaepernick.
He does have a little Kaepernick look to him, doesn't he there? McCraney's point after. Sailed a little left, but through and makes it 28-7. This is a drive that began inside their own 10-yard line. But how about this run for Ragsdale? This has to be a SportsCenter Top 10 nominee, Jay.
Up and over the top. Look at him. Keep going, keep going. The Braves just keep on going.
Boy, you got a good man in front of you.
What makes a champion? It starts with desire. Then you need determination. Because only one has the will to win. Toyota SWAC Football Championship Weekend in Houston, Texas, December 6th at NRG Stadium. For more information, visit www.swac.org. Honor the heritage.
Shelves across America are still...
Well, the quarterback with the 23-yard run, John Gibbs, has made it 28-7. 6:02 to play till halftime. Last drive began at their own 8-yard line. They go 92 yards in only 3 plays.
We were talking in between the break. This has become a very hostile atmosphere for visiting teams. For a while, before Coach Hobson got here, there was a little lull. Come in here, get an easy victory. Not an easy road trip by any stretch of the imagination. And with the student life involved and hard-hit football team, they're doing something special here.
Quinn trying to make something happen. Took it out from 5 yards deep, and he may go. Willie Quinn went for 98 yards and a touchdown on a kickoff return last week against Prairie View A&M, and a nice return there, just what Southern needs.
They desperately need it. The Jaguar faithful made the trip here from Baton Rouge. Willie Quinn is their impact player playmaker. They're just going to set up a simple return to the left. Good job of setting up the blockers, bouncing to the outside, and getting vertical up the sidelines. White jerseys on purple jerseys, just like you want. Oh, Southern needed that kick return so bad.
DeAndre Smith with the perhaps touchdown saving tackle and a 76-yard return. He brought that from about 5 or 6 yards deep.
Come on.
Handed off to Tillery. Stopped at the 23-yard line by David Watkins. You mentioned David is one of our impact players earlier.
Lines up all over the field. Starts off in the inside linebacker position, but really good at stopping the run from his Sam position. They leave him uncovered. Do the job right now, Williams. He can just kind of roam and see where he anticipates the ball going, and free release.
Tillery inside the 20 to the 19. Wrapped up by Quentin Cantu.
Cantu once again from his cornerback position. So we talked about how Southern likes to pull guards and tackles and run on the perimeter. Well, when you've got a team that's doing that, you need your cornerbacks and your slot defensive backs to really be active in the run as well as the passing game.
Again, if you're just joining us, Deontay Short's not here for Southern. Their other quarterback out with an elbow injury. It's been all Austin Howard trying to make it happen here, and in and out of the arms of Quinn.
Running before he secured the football. Great job by Austin Howard. Sent some pressure, stepped up, found an escape route. Throws the ball to Quinn. In front of him, that's where you want to hit him so he can run after catch. Just drop ball by the junior from Miami, Florida.
So they face a 4th and 6 from the 19, and they're going to go for it. And Alcorn State wants to discuss it.
Oh, come on.
I think they're at a point in the game, and not that a field goal wouldn't do them any good, Jay. Just getting some points would be nice, but they want to extend this drive.
I can understand that, but I don't think you're at desperation time yet. Imagine if your defense can make a stop. You go into halftime 28-10. That's not bad. Obviously, 28-14 is better, but at the same time, I don't know if you're at desperation time, but this is a kicker we've seen have one blocked already.
Right.
You know, for the season, yet to make a field goal.
Yeah, and they've switched off kickers. You know, Southern has. They had Kyle Yonke for a while, but now it's Greg Pittman, whose long is 39 yards, and you're looking at about a 36, 37-yarder from here, but definitely looks like Dawson Odoms.
Thought about it and go for the field goal. I think this is the right thing you can do. If you can get some points right now, you don't want to get stuck on 7, and they've been stuck on 7 for 28 consecutive points by Alcorn.
So Greg Pittman, 37-yard attempt as the distance and through. So Pittman with the 37-yard field goal. And it's 28-10. That stops the Alcorn State 28-0 run here. They had scored 28 unanswered points.
And you see Williams coming off the field for Alcorn, number 19. He was upset he didn't block that one. He had another free release. They scouted this. They realized there's not a lot of velocity from the snap, from the center to the holder. So they're telling the guys on the edge, hey, go for it. And he almost got to that field goal again. He's upset. That's just great game planning, realizing where the weakness is and putting your fastest guy out there on the edge trying to block a field goal.
So 4:28 to play. What helped set up that field goal was the 76-yard kickoff return for Willie Quinn. Though Quinn did have a drop later on the drive that caused it to stall, but they do settle for the field goal. This is Kyle Yonke to kick off. Ragsdale and McKenzie back deep. This will be McKenzie from the 4. 30-35, bumped out of bounds there. A late flag comes in back at the 21. Back for Jaborian McKenzie. And our referee Eddie Kelly with the call.
Number 44 of the kicking team. 15 yards from the end of the run. First down.
Jordan Taylor of Southern called for that. So that'll add to the return for McKenzie. The last 4 drives for the Alcorn State offense. 4 TDs.
Pretty clean looking chart right there. Offensive chart. Offensive firepower. And they were down 7-0.
And 3 of those drives 80+ yards.
80+ yards. They went the distance, and they realized they had to get it going, and they have not stopped.
Alcorn State beginning at their own 49 after the penalty adds on to that. And 4:24 to go. Gives hands off to Anthony Williams. It's a gain of about 10 yards. And another first down before he's tracked down by Brian Anderson and Rashad Turner.
And Southern's going to have to change what they're doing defensively. They run a traditional 3-4 defense, and they bring an extra linebacker down. That's normally Demetrius Carter to stand like a defensive end. But Alcorn has figured it out, and they are just gashing Southern University up the middle on their run plays. And until Southern brings in another defender close to the box, which they're doing right now, it'll be a long day. Good adjustment by Southern. Now this is more difficult to run against.
Play fake, and he's going to take a shot. Gibbs going towards the end zone. Just out of reach near the pylon, looking for Jarvis Turner. And not only was there 2 defenders in the area, but the bands are down there getting ready to perform at halftime, and they had to scatter.
Yeah, that's dangerous. The band should not be there. They're actually on the field to play. They should not be there. Very fortunate no one was seriously injured. And you like to think, if he lays out for that ball, does Turner come up with that one? I mean, that was a nicely thrown pass. Gave him an opportunity to make the catch. Leave your feet, son, when you're that close to a touchdown. They don't come that often.
Spoken like a true quarterback, Anthony Williams.
Fumble.
Lost it, Southern. This is a live football. Brian Anderson has a blocker. There is a flag back at the 35 of Southern. But the play continued all the way up near the Alcorn State 30-yard line, 35-yard line. And Brian Anderson, number 38, had the return. That kid is a true freshman.
There's a fumble. On the return, blocking the back, number 90. 10 yards from the spot of the foul, first down.
So the nose tackle, Gabe Eccles, was called for the block in the back on the return. But as you heard, it was a fumble, so it's Southern football after the Anderson recovery.
Anderson really nifty moves on that return. The freshman free safety. That's what makes him special. He's got ball skills, and you'll see as he's going towards the ground so often. Great strip by Blake Monroe. He's all over the football field for Southern University, and good job by Anderson becoming a running back. That's what you do. Once the offense turns the football over, you become a running back. They could not bring him down. Oh, that was the block in the back. I don't know.
We asked the coaches about Anderson, and they said he's a guy who plays beyond his age. He's just a true freshman.
They say he will be a good one with talent to play in the NFL if he keeps going on his current trajectory.
But looking at that replay, you know, you're looking at a field difference here, Jay, of 50 yards. That call's not made. Up down to Tillery, and he's hit for a loss back at the 15, and it's going the wrong direction for Southern. C.J. Morgan wrapping him up for a loss.
Now, when you've got a team that's crowding the line of scrimmage, you're getting their cornerbacks involved in stopping the run, you have to take a deep shot. You have to throw the ball downfield. Even if you don't think it's there, you cannot allow defensive backs to squat and settle in coverage and just come up and tee off on your receivers.
So that lost 7, and it's 2nd and 17.
Take a deep shot down the middle. They're giving it to you.
Now the flag right at the snap. Howard looked right initially, like he was going to distribute in that direction, but here's our call.
All right. Offense, number 77. 5-yard penalty. Second down.
Right tackle Dwayne Houston moved early.
See, part of football 101, if I'm going to blitz you, why am I blitzing you as a quarterback? I'm blitzing you to make you throw the ball, and I want you to throw the ball quickly. So if I blitz you and you do throw the ball quickly, I win. If I blitz you and you throw the ball for a fade route, you settle for a fade route, I win. How do you get teams to stop from blitzing you? Pick it up and attack the blitz. Go to the weakness of the defense.
Howard to the near side. Reggie Travis for the 15.
They're winning the battle of play selection right now. I mean, I guarantee you that Alcorn State's telling their DBs, keep everything in front of you. It's going to come out quick and attack the football. And they're attacking from all angles, from the defensive linemen to the linebackers to the cornerbacks. And Southern University is not giving them the threat of the deep ball.
See him calling the play there from the sideline with those poster board. Alcorn State does have a timeout remaining, so it's a big play here on 3rd and 23. Here they come. Howard. It actually been a lateral to Tillery. He eludes a tackler, hurdles one, and is close to the first down, reaching for it. He may have it with that spot. C.J. Morgan with the tackle there on the sideline. Big spot, and it looks like with that spot, he's going to have it.
That's a good call. I actually thought because of the down and distance, I was anticipating a draw. That turned out being just like a draw. Get the ball to your offensive weapon in open space. He knows where the pylon is, that stretch. Great effort by Tillery.
So on 3rd and 23, Tillery runs for 23 and a first down to keep the drive alive for Southern, who may now want to use some of their 3 timeouts with 1:32 to go. Depending on how this drive goes, and Howard running right. Goes for about 5 yards. They picked up close to 6. Clock stops as he ran out with 1:25 to go. But again, all 3 timeouts here for the Jaguars.
In 3 timeouts, you can attack the whole field. We're yet to see Southern University attack the middle of the field.
Four receivers, 2 to each side for Howard. Dangerous pass, almost intercepted at midfield. Warren Gatewood had a chance to pick it off. Not a good throw from Austin Howard.
Yeah, this is a good old-fashioned blitz here. Call this a double A-gap blitz. You're going to see one linebacker come, the other one's going to come around. They're anticipating one of them's going to get to the quarterback. Pressure was coming, and although they didn't get to the quarterback, he saw it. It was right in front of him. He was sensing that, threw the ball early, almost threw it up for grabs.
Morgan was the intended receiver for the Jaguars at 3rd and 5 from their own 40. Howard is going to be sacked back at the 30. And now here's Alcorn State with a timeout, 1:10 remaining. And a 4th down upcoming. And Corey Williams with the sack, his 2nd sack of the year. Well, 1:10 from the intermission here in Lorman, Mississippi. And coming up at the half, about a battle in Raleigh. North Carolina State, Florida State, SEC upsets. And we'll take a look around the top 25 as well.
At halftime, I will not be leaving the booth. You know, we travel so much, we see the bands all the time. When you see the human jukebox, they're special. And the sounds of dynamite from Alcorn State. This place, halftime, it's just heating up. It's just cranking up. You saw the Southern band out there. Should have been penalized for being on the field early. Almost get hit. So this is a very, very nice college atmosphere we're experiencing here today on display.
So Alcorn State used their final timeout to stop the clock. And the punt from Paul Randall Soden all the way back to the 17, Anthony Williams. To the 25. Southern, a flag came out. Southern saying they had the football, but that looked late. A lot going on here at the end of this return. It was a 50-yard punt from Paul Randall Soden, who's had a good day for Southern, but when your punter's the guy having the best day, that's usually not a good overall sign for the football team.
He's been getting the workout. Wish there was more field goal attempts than punts. We've got to sort this out. There's a fumble and a penalty flag on the field.
Eddie Kelly trying to get that microphone working.
On the field, the player was down doing the run, blocking the back, number 27 of the receiving team. 10 yards, 1st down, Alcorn.
So no fumble. That came after the returner was down, but Daniel Franklin called for the block in the back. Let's take another look.
Let's take a look. He's got possession of the football.
Ooh, that's a fumble.
That's a fumble.
All right, now
that is a fumble,
and this is reviewable.
But you saw how I got overturned earlier, so I have
You're not going to
no
go out on a limb
on it whatsoever, except that I think that's a fumble.
Now this was recovered by Southern. This is reviewable, and the play is under review. Now, for what we just saw there, you may not go out on a limb, Jay, but I will. This should be Southern football.
Trying to look to see if the knees are dead. No, clearly out. Clearly out. And The ball carrier left his feet.
So watch the right knee. It's not quite down.
See, from that angle, you would say it's a knee down. But we saw clearly from the other angle that knee was in the air. Ball's coming out right now.
So that should be a fumble coughed up by Anthony Williams Jr. And then you saw Southern and Lamar Martin came out with it. Now, blown up version of this. Watch the knee. Yeah, that's clear. That is clear and indisputable video proof that that's a fumble. But Jay still doesn't want to go out on a limb.
I'm not going out on a limb.
You're once, three, four, five times bitten.
Twice shy. And that would be a huge turnover for.
Oh, this would be huge.
Alcorn. Alcorn called the timeout. Give credit to Southern special teams. The punter with a great kick of over 50 yards, drove him back. Good special teams effort, an opportunity to get the football back, and once again, put some points on the board.
I mean, this should be Southern football right around the 20-yard line. They have all three of their timeouts remaining and just under a minute to go on the game clock here in this first half.
And then you think about earlier the decision to kick the field goal instead of potentially going for it, being stuck on 7 points now.
Looks a lot better.
You score a touchdown, you get to 17, 28-17, you're right there. And even if you end up at 28-13, you're in striking range. 2 touchdowns and a 2-point conversion, you're right there in the football game. So
this is a big call. This would be a huge lift for Southern if they're able to get the football and add on points, whether it's 3 or 7, before this half ends. So let's not only watch, we've, at least from our view, that's a fumble, but then where the football should be. And
on the 25-yard line, right? That's where the official is coming in. He's on the 25-yard line when he was whistling the play.
You saw the field judge there, John Baden, who had his hands over his head. He was stopping the play. So I would assume they would just give it to Southern at the location of the fumble, because the play had been whistled dead before the return attempt.
And now when you start to have them talk this long, I think the video showed it was a fumble. They're probably trying to figure out how much time's on the clock, where was he down, where did they get the ball, working out the particulars. But I'm still a little afraid to go out on a limb.
Even at this moment?
All right.
After review, there was a fumble recovered by Southern. Southern will put the ball in play at the 24-yard line, first down.
So they don't have quite as good a field position as I anticipated, but they're going to take the football nonetheless from the 24 of Alcorn State. Doesn't look like they're going to add any more time, but there's 56 seconds left. And the Braves, that's been the big negative. They fumbled 5 times. Now they've lost 3 of those here in the first half.
Putting the ball on the ground, and it's in a game in which they thoroughly dominated the first half. They'll be fortunate if they can go in up by 18 points, very easily make this a 2-score game if Southern can put any type of points on the board going into halftime. You're on the part of the field where most defenses like to blitz. They figure if we can blitz right now and get a sack, we can get the quarter, we can get the offense out of field goal range. If I was Southern, I would go maximum protection, protect your young freshman quarterback, and see if you can find one of your receivers in a one-on-one matchup.
So here comes Southern from the 25-yard line. Howard fakes the jet sweep, now passes Willie Quinn. Not there.
Yeah, they were bringing pressure. That part of the field, they want to try and get to the young quarterback. You see William Thomas come from his linebacker position, number 51. That's Mike Blitz up the middle. He got the pass away that time.
Barely. And paid the price.
Don't be surprised if you don't see it again. That was late recognition. That was an easy read. I mean, that's who Thomas is responsible for. If he comes, get the ball, you run it back, he runs for positive yardage. If he's not seeing that, they'll probably do it again.
Howard, quick strike across the middle for a gain of about 5. Bradley Coleman, the tight end.
Pass complete, near the 20, third down.
It's going to bring up a third down. And 5. And a first down catch by the Shirt Tails, getting free. Quinn, first down. He's inside or very close to the 10. Tackled by Anthony Williams.
He paid the price for this. Watch William Thomas, 51, come in and just lower the boom on Austin Howard. Able to get rid of the football quickly enough so Quinn can make the catch and pick up the first down.
First and goal from the 10. 26 seconds left. Again, Southern does have all 3 of their timeouts.
There's Thomas right there again.
Howard at the 5, completed pass and leaping into the end zone, touchdown. Willie Quinn, his second touchdown of the year, and a huge score, a huge turn of events here for the Southern Jaguars. Just 19 seconds left in this first half.
What a nice play by Willie Quinn after the catch to get into the end zone, and huge turn of events before the half, allowing the Jaguars an opportunity, if they convert this PAT, to be down by 11 going into the locker room at halftime potentially.
Pippin's point after. Blocked. That's a live ball. Alcorn State can return it for 2 points in theory, but out of bounds. Alcorn State have been on the verge of that for a while. There's a couple of players down of Alcorn State players. That's Anthony Williams, number 19, who's down. I believe it's Warren Gatewood, the other Braves player, who's down.
I'm wondering if these two ran into each other. They were bringing pressure from the edge. There were a number of Braves defenders there to block that kick. We know Anthony Williams has been coming hard off the edge all afternoon. Gatewood as well. And let's hope they're okay, because Gatewood is the starting cornerback and Williams the starting safety. That would be a tough blow to the secondary of Alcorn if these aren't minor. But see, both of them, wow, they were all over that.
Yeah, he landed, one landed on top of the other.
And you can tell the scouting report says slow snap, speed on the edge. They've been able to dial up blocks.
Yeah, Jay, they've been on the verge of that really all game, whether it's been a punt or a field goal attempt, point after attempt.
And I just see it from here. I mean, you don't see a lot of velocity in the snaps coming from the long snappers. And they are really exploiting that.
Kyle Yonke to kick off for Southern with 19 seconds left. You see that scoring drive for Southern after the turnover on special teams. 4 plays. 37 seconds went off the clock, and the 10-yard touchdown to Willie Quinn. A line drive to McKenzie at the 5. McKenzie wrapped up and pulled down at the 14-yard line. Just 12 seconds left of the half. Well, coming into this Saturday, a look at the SWAC standings. Alcorn in the East, Southern in the West, both at 1-0 in conference play coming in.
And you take a look at that Eastern Division. Alabama State playing well, Alcorn playing well. Jackson State, Alabama A&M in the bottom tier. Texas Southern, that's been a surprise story so far. And Southern, but give credit to Coach Roderick Fobbs down at Grambling. Huge win for the Tigers. They haven't had a conference win in 2 years. So far, they're undefeated in conference play at 1-0.
Gibbs takes a knee, and that's going to take us to the end of the first half here from Lorman, Mississippi. So our halftime score is Alcorn State 28 and Southern 16. Well, after the break, Brendan Fitzgerald and Jason Sehorn will be in the studio for the college football halftime reports. It's been a fun day and still another half to go here in Lorman, but after 2 quarters, 28-16.
So you're into fantasy football? Then you gotta check out these new one-week leagues on FanDuel.com. Check out...
Welcome back to ESPN College Football Primetime, presented by McDonald's from Lorman, Mississippi at Jack Spinks Stadium. It's the SWAC, Southern Jaguars, last year's SWAC champions, visiting the Alcorn State Braves, getting ready to start the second half. 28-16, Alcorn State leading. And Jay, the Alcorn State defense, they give you so many different looks and can really bring pressure from almost anywhere. And they did that in the first half.
They caused confusion on the young freshman quarterback. We knew this was going to be an issue for him, but the linebacker core really did a good job. William Thomas, Damon Watkins, C.J. Morgan, pressure all day long in the first half. 2 sacks. They also forced a turnover. There's a reason why this defense is #1 in sacks in FCS football. They really showed it in the first half.
Alcorn State ran off 28 consecutive points after falling behind 7-0, but Southern was able to gain a little momentum back late in the first half with a 37-yard field goal from Greg Pittman, and then the touchdown for Quinn as they were able to capitalize on the Alcorn State turnover on special teams. Though they had their point after block, still it was a good finish for Southern in that first half.
Yeah, that's what helped Southern get into this football game, to make it a contest. 2 great plays on special teams. This Alcorn State defense only gives up 13 points per game. So Southern was on their way to helping out that statistic, but special teams really helped out and allowed the Jaguars to get back in this contest at the end of the first half.
As you can see in here, the bands are still active. They've been busy throughout the halftime. Always a great show.
Great halftime performance. Sound of dynamite, I think. When they had the Golden Girls come out and do a little Rick James "Give It To Me Baby" tribute, might have edged the Dancing Dolls. Rarely do you hear somebody compete with the Dancing Dolls from Southern and the Human Jukebox, but maybe home field advantage paid off for Alcorn.
Sounds like an interesting gimme 5 we could have somewhere down the line there.
I've done it before.
Oh, yeah. I don't put that past you.
Make a couple enemies every now and then, but Mark, we get paid to call it like we see it.
That's all we can do. Southern ready to kick off. Southern wearing the white with the Columbia blue pants, and Alcorn State in the purple uniforms with the white and gold trim. Great to have you with us, along with former NFL quarterback Jay Walker. I'm Mark Daly. The short end over end kick is taken at the 6 by Jaborian McKenzie. McKenzie tugged down at the 24-yard line.
It'll be interesting to see what the halftime message was from Coach Hobson to his ball squad. They played very well in the first half, but you know what? They didn't finish off the first half. And when you're trying to play championship level football, you must finish off halves, you must finish off quarters. And I think the letdown was for Alcorn State not finishing off the first half.
What'd you think of the first half for John Gibbs? 6 of 8 through the air for the 119 yards and did have the 23-yard touchdown run.
Efficient, made good decisions where he went with the football, had a drop as well. They didn't ask him to do a lot necessarily by the airways, but I definitely saw the flashes from the wide receiver core here at Alcorn.
Hand off to William. Nope, he kept it. Gibbs keeps and is dropped for a loss. Loses a yard or so.
You know, you almost hate to say it, you know, the physical tools that Gibbs has with the size and the arm strength and the athleticism that they ask him just to manage the game sometimes, but clearly you can tell defense is going to win football games for this football team, and they don't want the offense to turn the football over, and I'm sure those 5 fumbles and 3 of them lost were causes of concern for an offense, for a team that's led by their defense.
Sent Williams in motion, and then the right tackle moved.
All right. Offense, number 70. 5-yard penalty, second down.
Right tackle Jeffrey Reno moved early. Junior out of Port Arthur, Texas. So that'll mark him back to the 19-yard line, second down at 16.
Be careful. They have some receivers that one-on-one can make you miss.
Handoff, Anthony Williams to the 21. He's tackled by the linebacker Rashad Turner.
This would be huge if Southern University can produce a 3-and-out right now and force Alcorn to punt the ball on 4th down. They stole momentum at the end of the first half.
Alcorn State needs to make the 35 for a first down to extend this drive. Third down at 14. Gibbs unloads and a first down catch. Zarek Rollins gang tackled up at the 41-yard line. And he was wide open. Gain of 19.
Wide open, and you saw Gibbs deliver a strike. And let's take a look at the pocket protection. Nice pocket, steps into the throw. And when he steps into the throw, he's as good as they come.
They picked up 19 on 3rd and long. Now a first down at their own 41. Gibbs keeping. Gibbs running all the way up near midfield. Picks up about 9 on first down. Wrapped up by linebacker Demetrius Carter. And 2nd and 1 from midfield. That sets up a whole laundry list of plays you could call here, Jay.
For aggressive offenses, but normally when you see teams that are led by defensive coordinators, they think just get the first down. We don't want to have to chance anything on 3rd down. It'll be interesting to see what offensive coordinator Willie Simmons dials up here on 2nd and short with the playbook wide open to you at your disposal.
Going to take a shot down the field, but overthrows the intended target to let George. Well, aggressive on that play call, Jay.
Decided to go for it. I think the notion in the second half, let's get John Gibbs going. They saw them come out and call some design runs for the quarterback, throw some passes, realized maybe it's time to get him going a little bit. Had a manageable first half, but I want to see what they can anticipate from him through the stretch.
So now a 3rd down and 1 with Ragsdale to back. Give it to Darian, who was tripped up, and I don't know. Great play defensively.
Fumble.
And he lost the football as well. So the fumbles are still an issue for Alcorn State. They give it up at midfield.
The great penetration from the weak side by Southern University. They had 3 linebackers on the side, all on one side. They're going to see good hit by Raheem Ledbetter, number 20, the outside linebacker.
It looked like Blake Monroe covered it up. So Alcorn turnover and run all the way to the 41-yard line. A gain of about 8 on first down for Lennard Tillery.
We were paid. The previous play on the fumble is under review.
Well, so do not count that play. And I don't know if I've ever seen that where a play was run and then they said, no, we're going back to look at the other play. It's under review.
And when we actually looked at the replay, I thought it was close. But as you mentioned, they blew the ball in play. They whistled it in. Going back, this is definitely unconventional.
C.J. Hobson motioned his team to come to the sideline because they're going to take a look at the fumble.
He's talking to the punter. He's thinking, we're going to get the ball back. We're going to have to punt it.
All right, let's go back to the fumble.
Yeah, I don't think he fumbled.
You do not think he did?
I thought he was hit and he landed on his back.
Right.
When he landed on his back, I thought he still had possession of the football.
This would be a pretty good angle here. Watch the rear end coming down. But from the front, was the ball already coming out?
And you know what? And you definitely cannot tell from any of these angles. So the ruling on the field was a fumble.
I didn't see enough there to overturn that call.
I concur.
Come on out on that limb with me, Jay. It's comfortable. We'll be all right.
And I think right now you have to see an angle in which they definitely saw it was not a fumble and over to overturn it. And from what we saw there, I don't think you can see that decisively. What's the term? Indisputable?
Indisputable video evidence is what is needed to overturn the call on the field, which I don't think we've seen. So it should be Southern ball. But even if they keep possession here, they had a pretty nice little running play there on first down that just got wiped out.
They did.
To go back and review this play. So Southern may keep the football here, it would appear.
Coach Hobson, you can tell, you know, they're going to be working on for the rest of the season. Ball security.
Yep.
After review, the fumble is confirmed. Please reset the game clock to 12 minutes, 12 seconds.
So we even got the term
minutes, 12 seconds.
confirmed there, that the replay saw enough to confirm that it actually was a fumble. Not much that the call would stand. So 6 fumbles, they've lost 4.
And so often when you see teams get caught in trap games, when they've clearly dominated, it becomes who wins the battle of turnover and turnover margin. Southern University is winning that battle. Can they put some more points on the board to put some pressure on the Alcorn State offense?
Southern quarterback Austin Howard right at 50% completion rate, 141 yards through the air and a couple of scores. The issue now is just resetting the clock to get it where the officials would like it to be. Now they have it at 12-12, so we're set to go. So now Southern officially takes over. Howard running towards the short side of the field just for a yard or 2.
And the adjustment's been made by Southern at halftime, going with more of a tight end in the backfield. That way you have somebody that can eye the cornerback coming off that corner blitz, like Kent, who had success in the first half, and move in the pocket. They're not going to allow they're not going to force the young freshman quarterback to have to figure out what Alcorn is doing to them defensively. They're going to secure the pocket and move them around when they can.
Howard just going to throw it to the sideline, get rid of it, and live for another down. But it was William Thomas, the linebacker, pressuring the quarterback. And
you see him move the pocket. I mean, they're moving the pocket. They're making it clear. Right now, Austin Howard a little confused at the looks that he's getting, and I like the move by the offensive staff at Southern. Take it out of his hands. Give him max protection if you can. Protect him. Have 3 receiver routes if you have to. And make one of your wide receivers make a play for you.
3rd and long, and he's going deep and way overthrows his intended receiver, Reggie Travis. So it's going to be 4th down. So I mean to harp on it here, but let's take a look at the pressure again all over Howard.
They're bringing it. They've got a body on a body, and that's pressure, but you can step away from that pressure. He already determined where he was going with the football before he threw it, and he's just not seeing what the defense is doing to him schematically in order to attack.
Anthony Williams back at his own 10 to receive this Paul Randall Soden punt. It's the high short punt. Bounces inside the 10, and what a perfect punt from Paul Randall Soden, who continues his tremendous day. He's going to pin them inside the 5 with a 44-yard punt.
Pennzoil has reimagined a motor oil.
12-point lead for Alcorn State early in this second half. Now let's take a look at today's Bringing the Flavor, brought to you by McDonald's. And that's our Bringing the Flavor, brought to you by McDonald's on a fun day here in Norman, Mississippi. Jay, I would like you to meet your ride back to the hotel.
Any other place but Alcorn, I would say, what's the horse just doing randomly? We saw that horse when we were walking in.
Alcorn State beginning at their own 2-yard line. Don't gain much there. Anthony Williams.
Taking that horse out of here may be quicker than driving. The traffic jam getting in here.
I'm with you on that.
If you've never been to Alcorn, whether you get here by Natchez Trace or the highway, you're going to hit something they call the stretch. And I think that stretch is short for stretches out for miles and miles of single-lane traffic to get onto the campus.
Gibbs hands it off to Williams, who gains a couple to the 5. Well, I'm going to say this, Jay. That punt by Paul Randall Soden that pinned him inside the 5 kind of made up for the fact that they got the turnover, ran a first down play for 8 yards that got wiped off the books, and then they had to sit around and kind of lost their momentum waiting for that replay to confirm that they had the fumble.
And it wouldn't be uncharacteristic of what we've seen from Southern today, which is great special teams play, except for their field goal attempts. But the rest of their special teams have been solid to put them in a position to win this football game.
3rd and 6 and a first down catch. Zarek Rollins, did he lose the football? No, he maintained possession to the ground and has a first down at the 18. But I think that still has to be an issue for Jay Hobson and the Braves here, keeping the football.
You know, it happens when you try and get the extra yard. He's down there.
Yeah, definitely.
But that was a nice throw by John Gibbs, standing tall in the pocket, delivering a strike.
Aaron Baker down the back and some breathing room for the Braves from their own 18. Give it to Baker, upended at the 21 for a couple of yards. Baker's 5'10", but he has 235 pounds on that frame. Redshirt freshman out of Belglades, Florida.
And he's the one they use for the tough yards, in between the tackles, goal line situations. 3 touchdowns on the year on just 28 carries.
That's Blake Monroe hobbling off. That's not good for Southern, their starting safety.
Yeah, second leading tackler on this Jaguar defense behind Demetrius Carter. And Monroe's played a pretty good football game thus far.
Gibbs wanting to run on 2nd down. The linebacker trying to chase him down along the sideline. Jamal Martin. But a pretty good gain for Gibbs. About 1.5 yards shy of the marker.
And just making something out of nothing. Timing wasn't there again. Gibbs just received the ball. There was nobody to hand it off to. Took off running. And one of the perks that you get when you have a quarterback with athleticism and decent speed.
Long strides at 6'6". He certainly has that. Picked up 6 yards. So it's 3rd and 2. You know, Gibbs walked by us on the field right before the game. He's every bit of that 6'6", he looks like.
Yes, he is.
3rd and 2, hands it off. McKenzie, jet sweep, has a first down to the 30. Didn't get a bunch, but enough for the first down. Tackled by Brian Anderson. Jaborian McKenzie, who's transferred from Vanderbilt, a Mississippi native. First down Braves. They began this drive inside their own 5 at the 2-yard line. Now have a first down at their 31. Ragsdale has room. Uses a stiff arm, sidesteps momentarily Rashad Turner. Still at 38. Gain of 7.
Ragsdale's got some nice moves. We've already seen his hops. Jumped over a defender and very difficult to bring down in one-on-one and open space. You bring Ragsdale in there, then you throw in Aaron Baker with the power and Anthony Williams. And this is a pretty complete running back trio they have here in Norman, Mississippi.
Ragsdale on the run, just completely jumped over a defender in that first half. Hope you had a chance to see that. And there's a catch, George. He's inside Southern territory to the 38-yard line. And a first down for Alcorn State. Kajana Curtis with the tackle, but it's a pickup of 27.
And that's been there for him all day. You're seeing a cover 3 look, one-on-one on the outside, skinny post.
Ragsdale got by one tackler, and he runs hard all the way to the 21, and another Braves first down. Rashad Turner stopping him.
And they have the backup, Jamal Martin, who's been backing up Blake Monroe in the game, trying to tackle Ragsdale in the open field. And we mentioned how Ragsdale, very difficult to bring on one-on-one. Very, very difficult to bring down with your backup safeties, and seeing them for the very first time.
Well, it's the final NASCAR race of the Challenger round. Win and advance, or have enough points to move on, because after Dover, the 4 drivers at the bottom of the Chase standings eliminated. Brad Keselowski won at Chicago. He's off. Chase wins. That is Jay Hobson in his 3rd year as the head coach here at Alcorn State. This team driving. They started this at their own 2 and have a first down at the 21 of the Jaguars.
Impressive drive, regardless of what the outcome is. Moving the ball from backed up on your own 2-yard line, taking it down to your opposition's 20. Championship quality drive.
Coming around, McKenzie bumped into the end zone. He has a touchdown. 21 yards. Japorian McKenzie, his first touchdown as a member of the Alcorn State Braves.
Just great blocking by Alcorn. Misdirection coming around the jet sweep. Look at the seal block there by Vessel again. Second time we've seen him do that. Downfield blocking by the rest of the receiving corps. Jarvis Turner.
Let's go.
Solid drive. And how impressive was that going? 98 yards in 10 plays. Really finishing off that drive with the touchdown. Good job of offense.
Hayden McCraney's point after. And it's 35-16. Japorian McKenzie's first touchdown with Alcorn State. 21 yards. And Alcorn answers.
Boy, you gonna be in trouble this evening. You got a good man in front of you.
What makes a champion? It's
Jay, that guy in the camo short says he's a tailgater, and give him 5.
Well, how about the top 5 HBCU tailgates you'll find on campus? On the bubble is Florida A&M, but number 5, Arkansas Pine Bluff. Chicken there is delicious, got to tell you that. JSU is number 4. Jack State does a good job. North Carolina A&T, surprisingly, the only Mid-Eastern Athletic Conference representative I have. Alcorn State, we've seen it all. It's been phenomenal, absolutely great. But number 1 is they're losing the football game right now, but
they're winning the tailgating war.
They still tailgate better than anybody else I know out there. You get boudin, houdat, crawfish, etouffee, gumbo, jambalaya, and some ribs too. If you've never been down to, I think they call it the Hump over there at Southern down at Baton Rouge, they got some very good eating, Mark Nealon. I know you like to eat.
I do, and I've had all kinds of different things in the state of Louisiana, I'll confess. Willie Quinn trying to make something happen for the Jaguars. Upended at the 35-yard line.
Should be a face mask penalty.
Yep, that flag comes out. That should add on to the run as Quinn needs a little hand getting up.
Face mask. 34 on the kicking team. 15 yards. First down.
No question. So now Southern's offense needs to try to respond. No question the key play on that last Alcorn State drive, Jay. Remember, they were about to go 3 and out, but on 3rd down inside their own 10, converted on 3rd down and long, kept the drive going, and winds up going the other all the way down the field.
And they went on the arm of Gibbs. I mean, Gibbs completed a nice pass to Zarek Rollins that really got it going, and he made a couple nice throws during that drive, and there's a great combination signature drive of the running game and the passing attack.
Tillery stood up at the 46-yard line. So after the face mask penalty was added on, they started at midfield. Devon Francois there stopping Tillery. Pick up at just 2. A very good starting field position here for the Jaguars. 3 receivers to the bottom of your screen there for quarterback Austin Howard. Kept it. Gets spun around and down. He's fortunate. That defender was coming around his backside. He had that ball hanging out. He's fortunate it didn't get knocked out of there.
Just when you think they're taking it easy on you, that's Cantu. Once again, that cornerback, he's got nobody to guard. What does he do? Let me rush the runner, find the quarterback, sniff out the ball. Looks like a nice soft zone coverage into the boundary. Instead, continuing to play a great football game, Quentin Cantu. He's one of those guys, keep an eye on him. When he does those couple steps right now, you have to look at him because they've been bringing pressure backside.
Going in his direction, and he knocked that loose. Cantu applying the hit on Coleman. Incomplete pass, and it's 4th down. How about that, Lick? What a day Quentin Cantu's having.
And that's knowing your scouting report. You're going to see him just play the ball, keep it in front of you, come up with a big hit. That's why he's a preseason all-conference performer from that cornerback position.
So the field position to begin was great for Southern, but can't do anything with it at that point. But Paul Randall Soden, the punter for Southern, did a nice job of flipping the field today. He tries to do so again. Not quite as successful, but not bad. That still is going to bounce out at the 13-yard line. Just over 5.5 minutes left in this third quarter from Alcorn State.
Talking about relevance, we're talking about what happened last week.
The most comprehensive college football conversation. Mondays on ESPNU. College football lives here.
Let's go, Dr. Bubby. Let's go, Dr. Bubby. Yeah! Heck, Larry Culpepper.
Just a friendly conversation. What you using for bait, man?
Hey, you coming in on my spot.
If he catches a couple of catfish, we'll be eating well later tonight.
Told you there's no shortage of land down here with
the
lake right behind the stadium. Oh, is that a lake or would you call it a pond?
I call it a lake. What the heck? First down on their third possession of the second half for Alcorn State. First possession of the half, they fumbled. Second, a touchdown. That Ladarian Davies with a 4-yard pickup. Where Southern, their 2 drives so far in the second half have both been 3 and outs. And we're unable to take advantage of an Alcorn State turnover early in this half. Gibbs puts it in the air and too high for Jarvis Turner.
You know, when I was watching tape of 2 of Gibbs' games this year, I think he might have missed 2 passes low. I mean, everything he misses high. I mean, you know, and that's the thing. You just say, finish off the throw, follow through, almost like in baseball. You know, you have a high release point, you don't come down on it, and the ball tends to sail on you. Same can be said for Gibbs. That last pass there really didn't have his footwork set. Step into the throw.
Third down at 6. At the playoff in time, and a first down catch by Ladarian Davis to the 28. Run out by Jamar Mitchell.
This time he knows where he wants to go with the football. Pre-snap read 1, follow through with the throw. Still a little bit high. You know, I'd like to see him get more leg explosion. The bottom half of his release is very still.
So by still, you mean
doesn't really
not a lot of movement.
Push off. Yeah, doesn't use it to get that extra strength you need to really get into a throw. See, like there, he stepped into that throw. That was a rocket.
So a little bit behind Vessel, had to reach for it and went off his hands.
Now take a look at the difference in footwork here. Here, coming off the fake, he knows he wants it. Watch him step into the throw. See, that's the extension there. That's stepping into the throw.
Almost stepped into 250-pound nose tackle Gabe Eccles.
How much does Eccles weigh? 250 at nose. Small defensive front line for Southern University.
Gibbs running and tackled from behind, but close to a first down. Be a little bit short. Tackled by the aforementioned Gabe Eccles. So if you're 250, you can run down the 6'6" quarterback from behind, though.
And we've seen him do that in this football game. He just ran down John Gibbs earlier. We saw him run down Ragsdale, create a fumble.
8-yard run for Gibbs. Third and short. Third and a manageable 2 yards.
Double tight end set for Alcorn, just trying to force Southern to balance out their defensive formation and declare strength.
Baker kept the feet moving, lunges forward, and has the first down up to the 39-yard line.
That's impressive. They went double tight end. Southern came in and had 8 men in the box, plus brought a 9th defender coming from the side that they actually ran the football to, but behind Jonathan Scott, Jeffrey Reno, over on the right side of the offensive line, still able to pick up the 2.5 yards needed for the first down. This is the team. They're pretty well balanced. Haven't seen them in 2 years, been hearing a lot about them, but I see why they were able to win 9 games last year.
A little trouble with the exchange, but McKenzie able to grab it and advance to the 43-yard line. Tackled by Demetrius Carter, but McKenzie bumped into the quarterback Gibbs in that exchange. And Knocked him off stride a little bit.
McKenzie reminds me of old teammate I had named Abdul Martin. Just has one speed. He's going to run fast, and when he runs into you, he's going to run into you fast. Don't ask him to slow down for the handoff, because that's just not what he does. He's got one speed, and he can burn. And that throws off the time a little bit, but still picked up 4 yards.
An easier handoff to Ragsdale. He's been running well all day. He's across midfield, and another first down for Alcorn State. Ragsdale has several different speeds, but he can run by you with just about all of them.
And more importantly, he can make the first would-be tackler miss. Notice I say would-be because the first tackler
isn't usually the tackler.
Isn't the tackler. It doesn't finish off the tackle. I think something that I've noticed is this is probably one of the strongest Alcorn State football teams I've seen. This is a powerful football team on offense.
Going deep. Looking for Jarvis Turner. Pretty good coverage that time from the Southern quarterback, Danny Johnson.
I mean, the ability to run downhill. We've seen him run hard in between the tackles. We've seen him attack the perimeter with their jet sweep package and getting Ragsdale and on the edge along with Williams, and toss in Gibbs with his size and ability. Very difficult to defend.
10th play of this drive for the Braves. It's a Darian Ragsdale run to the 45. But Jay, we haven't seen all of the SWAC teams in person yet this year. We've seen Alabama State, who's going to be coming here on Thursday. They mainly were getting it done on the ground the time we saw Alabama State in Montgomery. Is this the most balanced SWAC offense you've seen?
Appears to be. I mean, you know, you look at Alabama State, their offensive line is superior. They went from being one of the weakest units in the conference 3 years ago to one of the dominating units.
And Williams dominating down the sideline, may be gone, and he is. 49-yard touchdown run for Anthony Williams III, and his 4th rushing touchdown of the season.
I mean, we talked about the pressure they put on your perimeter defense. Great seal block once again by Brandon Vessel. I love his blocking from the wide receiver position. And then Anthony Williams finishes off the run. And this is a very, very strong Alcorn State offense.
Pittman's point after makes it 42-16. Yeah, they're maybe a very balanced offense, Jay, but if I'm an opponent, you got to stop this run first to have any success.
You have to. They have not been able to do it, but look at the crease right there, created by Brandon Vessel on the outside, sealing it on the gap here. Good job sealing the edge, and a good running back, you give them that much daylight or open space, they're going to make you pay the price. Something different here. You know, obviously when you speak of Alcorn State, you talk about Steve McNair, and you think about passes being thrown throughout the McNair brothers and the Marcus Hennings and the Small and all the Torrance Small and all those great skill position guys they have. But now this is a different Alcorn State unit that I think in today's college football landscape may be better suited to win a championship because of the power game that they bring to the table and because of the ability they have on defense, which they did not have for those glory days back in the early 90s.
Next game's up includes the one right back here. Jay and I will be here on Thursday for Alabama State and Alcorn, 7:30 Eastern time. Malcolm Cyrus, the running back for Alabama State. We have seen him. He was fabulous against Arkansas Pine Bluff.
Yeah, and they're faster. They're faster than Southern. Alabama State may be one of the fastest offenses that you see. I mean, and they do that high tempo pace. Oregon's following us on Thursday. There won't be too much change this pace between the Oregon offense and the Alabama State offense.
Willie Quinn brought it out to the 14. Well, Alabama State and Malcolm Cyrus tied for the most wins in this conference since 2010.
Yeah, that's Daniel Duhart, their quarterback, and they've got Henry that can do it, Malcolm Cyrus. Look at that entourage of offensive linemen just getting it down the field. And Reggie Barlow, he knows expectations are high. And he knows he doesn't seem to be shy away from those expectations because I think he feels he has his best Alabama State ball club he's had since he's been the head coach there.
I like seeing Reggie get fired up there. I don't get to see that too often. He's a pretty low-key guy.
Very low-key, but they're off to an impressive start. Knocked off Tennessee State early this year.
Willie Quinn returned that kick, shaken up, helped off the field. Southern from their own 14-yard line. Howard hands it off to Leonard Tillery for not a lot.
Really, what's really impressive about this, I mean, it's 42-16, and you already feel like this game's over. And we're talking not just an average team in the conference. These are the defending conference champions. And Alcorn defensively has done a great job.
The pass complete to the 15-yard line. Then gang tackled as Samuel Altman, his first catch of the game, third of the season, 4 yards.
When you have the type of defense that Alcorn has, which I think they don't get credit for, is if you're going to blitz and create all the pressure that they do from their different looks, you have to be fundamentally sound in your tackling. We haven't seen too many missed tackles for Alcorn State. They've been very thorough attacking the football. When you keep the ball in front, come up and wrap up the play and finish off the play.
Incomplete. And it's going to be fourth down. Well, if Southern is beaten here today, that's going to end a conference winning streak of 6 in a row. They had not lost a conference game since they lost to Alcorn State last year. That game was in Baton Rouge, and they lost that in overtime, 44-38, back on October 26th. So it has been a while since the Southern Jaguars have lost a SWAC game.
You know, once you're the champion, the bullseye a little bit larger on your chest.
After the loss to Alcorn last year, they won 5 in a row. Here they come with the punt away from Paul Randall Soden. Another good boot. Williams back to his own 36. Flag is down. He's coming down the near sideline. This run may be coming back inside the 35 down there. But the flag's back at the 38 where he received that punt. Call coming here from referee Eddie Kelly. And that takes us to the end of the third quarter. Alcorn State adds to the lead in the third. And after 3, 42-16 Braves.
My journey across America, I've learned that
in Mississippi, you may have noticed that third quarter ended on the penalty on special teams, and it came at the end of the third quarter. So that leads us to an untimed down here, which technically is still going to be in the third quarter, and then we'll move to the fourth quarter. So it's one of those kind of fluky penalties where you get it right at the end of a quarter or a half, and you have an untimed down. And this is a situation here. Well, it was a 36-yard return for Alcorn. They start at the 24-yard line, and this untimed down features Gibbs running, who basically gets back to the line of scrimmage. Tackle there by Lamar Martin, number 41. So now they'll change into the field. And the big day today, Darian Ragsdale, featured on our game track. He has 123 of our 331 rushing yards, but that's my favorite play of the day.
I think that's going to be one of the best top 10 plays of the day. But if Alcorn State has something to worry about, it's been their inability to protect the football. 6 fumbles, they lost 4 of them. But look how good that defense is. They only allowed 6 points off of those fumbles.
Yeah, and it wasn't 2 field goals. They gave up a touchdown and then blocked the extra point.
Yeah. Very, very dominating performance here by the Braves. And I mean, Southern University was stuck on 7 points. They scored the first 7 points of the game. Alcorn ran off 28 straight. And then the special teams play at Southern, some good returns, helped get them back into the contest. But it's just too much Alcorn. this evening.
Well, this Alcorn State team, you know, they really returned just about everybody on both sides, offensively and defensively. The one huge exception, obviously, was Arnold Walker, a running back who was co-offensive player of the year last year in the SWAC, along with Ray Joseph, the quarterback lost by Southern.
So both teams lost key ingredients, and I think it's showing more that the loss for Southern University was more at the quarterback position, as it should be. It's easier to replace a running back than it is a quarterback, particularly a quarterback that was playing at such a high level towards the end of his collegiate career, like Dre Joseph.
Another carry for Ragsdale. And up 42-16 here inside the first minute of the fourth quarter. I would assume, Jay, that Alcorn State's going to be in a mode where they just want to eat up some time here.
And they're built for this. You know, get the lead. They can still give you the threat of the jet sweep or the run. And they can also pull it out and throw it. So I don't think they're just going to sit back on their heels too much.
Well, Howard showing right there, incomplete. The 45, Brandon Vessel had a hand or two on it, but couldn't reel it in. So on 3rd and 8, an incompletion brings up 4th down, and Alcorn State to punt. This was a 28-16 game at the half. Aiden McCraney to punt. Willie Quinn has been shaken up a time or two in this game, but he's back to receive the punt. Along with Danny Johnson, 2 returners. Johnson's calling for the fair catch at the 33. So that's where the Jaguars begin.
And you wonder, with the quarterback situation at Southern, we talked about it earlier, where they have 2 freshmen that are vying for the starting job, Deontay Shorts, Austin Howard. In this type of contest, I think not having that second option hurt them. You know, Shorts is more of a runner, but he can pass very well. And when you have a team that is really confusing you in your passing game, I think you need that more mobile quarterback, and Southern University did not have it at its disposal. But I also think that this game here is going to make Austin Howard a better quarterback moving forward.
Howard on 1st down completes a pass to the 40-yard line to Bradley Coleman. Yeah, Deontay Short's not here today, out with an elbow issue. You know, and even when we talked with the Southern staff, you know, they have the 2 quarterbacks, Shorts and Howard, but would certainly not mind if one were to take the job full time, and pass just out of reach. Justin Morgan.
And the adjectives that they use to describe Shorts: calm, smart, leader. And I think when you're facing a defense that's trying to create havoc, you need a quarterback that's calm, cool, and collected in the pocket.
Flag goes as Howard lets it go and has a man wide open at the 35-yard line, Reggie Travis. We'll see if this game stands all the way up to the 35-yard line of Alcorn State. 26-yard catch. And that's offside on the defense, so obviously declined by Southern. 1st down.
Now let's see if the Alcorn defense holds true to form. Played that soft coverage. You said they may go soft a little bit, keep everything in front. But you complete 1 or 2 passes, okay, we're going to change it up. Now let's get back to the pressure game. Once they cross our 40-yard line, wouldn't be surprised you saw Alcorn start bringing some pressure and blitz and linebackers.
Pass quickly across the middle to Bradley Coleman again at the 30-yard line.
And that's great recognition by Howard. If they bring a blitzing linebacker, you have that person you want the route runner just to replace where he came from. And that, more times than not, is going to be your tight end, Bradley Coleman. Take the tight end pop, pick up 5 yards. Next play.
Howard going towards the end zone in double coverage and too far and out of bounds anyway. Looking for Reggie Travis. Travis, who's a grad student 3rd down and 4 from the 29. Off the hands of Willie Quinn. Well, Willie's 5'5", but he had to reach up for that.
And they figured out what they've been doing to him. They've been bringing the linebacker blitz up the middle, replace where they came from. That's the right place to go with the football. Just make a more accurate throw, and then that's how you force teams to stop blitzing you. If you hit them where it hurts in their weak spot and they recognize you see what's coming, then they will stop blitzing. Willie Quinn just needs to hold on to that football and maybe make a little bit throw from your quarterback, Austin Howard.
Jags go for it on 4th down and 4. Howard rolling out. Throws a little low. Is that caught? No. Incomplete, looking for Justin Morgan, and they turn it over on downs. There have been several instances as Alcorn State will take over on downs. Still 12:45 to go in this 4th quarter. 42-16 Braves.
Monday Night Football. Patriots Chiefs, 8:15 on ESPN.
Well, Southern knows coming to Norman, Mississippi is no easy road trip. But Jay, I want you to give me 5 of the tough road trips.
And this is on the fly. And this is for the 2014 season. Now, to have a tough road trip, got to be very difficult to get to. You have to make it uncomfortable. Grambling State, very hard to get to. They're playing football again. North Carolina A&T, all those folks singing Aggie Pride hurt your ears. How about Alabama State? You get caught up in their facilities. What a gorgeous place it is. Really good football team. Bethune-Cookman, getting to Daytona Beach. Field's kind of out in the woods somewhere. Hard to get hyped up. And number 1,
wow,
this year, we know this place is not easy to get to. And you got a really good football team. And worse than that, you have a really good defense.
Low snap, Gibbs handling it, but tackled behind the line by Donald Phillips.
Now, the team missing from that list that traditionally is there every year is South Carolina State. Because normally that's a tough trip to make to Orangeburg, and the defense is going to hit you all over the field, but not this year. That's why I said it's a 2014 version of it. Imagine you come here to Alcorn, you're a quarterback, you're looking forward to playing a conference game, and you got a big crowd, and you're facing this defense. After an hour-and-a-half bus ride, I don't care where you came from. You're getting on the bus for an hour and a half, minimum. And that's if you flew in town. Tough place.
Aaron Baker, some tough yards to the 27. Yeah, Jackson's really the closest somewhat major airport, which is over an hour away, hour and a half.
Yeah.
So getting here is not easy.
It's not easy to call a game here, Mark. But our hotel's, what, 45 minutes away?
It's a little ways away. You know, the Mississippi River is only about 10 miles to our west. I guess you could take a canoe or something down the mighty Mississippi.
Just imagine when Steve McNair was here, they were coming from everywhere. This is still Steve McNair University, if you ask me.
I think most Braves fans would agree. There's Billy Shedd. He's up to the 43 and a first down. Gain of 18, and of course the Ring of Honor has to have Steve McNair, whose brother Fred is on the staff here.
Now, what was Steve McNair's nickname?
Air.
I'll give you partial credit.
Give me partial credit?
Air 2.
Oh, because his brother was Air 1. Yeah. Oh, now you're going to give me full credit?
Okay.
All right.
You got the answer right.
You got me on Willis Reed earlier today, so I got to redeem myself here. Aaron Baker to the 46 for a gain of a couple. Well, the McNair name will always be identified with Alcorn State. 4-time all-conference player, offensive player of the year. Finished 3rd for the Heisman. People may forget that yes, there was an FCS player that was
in New York.
Yep, there for the ceremony.
Won the Walter Payton Award in 1994. Look at those career totals. And I mentioned earlier, you know, the kid at Vernon Adams reminds me so much of Steve McNair in terms of the numbers he's producing out at Eastern Washington. You can play against the University of Washington or Oregon State. Vernon Adams, the quarterback for Eastern Washington, special. I think he should deserve some Heisman Trophy mention.
Carry there for Anthony Williams. Got to go back a few years for the cover of SI.
How sweet is that?
Hand
How
him the
sweet is that? Hand him the Heisman. And, you know, and folks know that McNair and I, we were competitors. You know, we played each other my 2 years at Howard University, and he was the cream of the crop. And he was the HBCU, which he carried the torch. And we had some good rivalries together. Gone too soon, but he was first class and deserved it and put Alcorn on the map for a national stage. Had you heard of Alcorn before you heard of Steve McNair?
No, you know, ESPN came here in '94. There's the reception by Zarek Rollins, who has a touchdown throw today. 94 ESPN came here. Mike Patrick was play-by-play announcer, says they didn't even have a press box here.
Yeah.
Back then. That's tough to do at national telecast with no press box, but they pulled it off. First down from the 39 of Southern. And I don't think we're surprised here, Jay, that Alcorn State's heading to a victory here on their home field. I think the margin of victory. And there's another one going for the end zone. Batted away at the last moment. Ooh, flag comes out. It was Darian Davis, who was the intended receiver. Jamar Mitchell breaking that up.
Yeah, I think he realized he was beaten. He was holding him on the hip. Turned him around there, prevented him from coming inside. And you're taught to do that. And before you get beat, make the official throw the flag. Don't give up the touchdown.
Especially in the college game when it's you know, just a 15-yard penalty and not spot of the foul.
Yeah, and I think the question out there was, everybody knew Southern lost a lot, but they showed some signs. They showed some signs when they beat Prairie View, put a lot of points on Central Methodist. And we wanted to see how they would square against one of their conference upper-tier teams.
Anthony Williams refused to go down until just inches from the goal line. Going to mark him out at the 1. Rashad Turner saved the touchdown with the tackle for Southern.
Remember we said Coach Hobson had to talk to his team about not finishing the first half? They finished off this football game. I mean, these are thorough drives, championship quality drives, realizing what's at stake, and they're taking hope away from the Southern Jaguars. This has been a clinic put on.
23-yard run. Do you let him finish it off? You bet. So let Anthony Williams have his 1-yard touchdown run, his second touchdown of this half.
There goes that song, Mark.
They are playing that song again. If you're the visitors, you get tired of hearing it, huh?
Oh, you get tired of seeing the pom-pom swinging. And they pile on.
Hayden McCraney's point after. Seven touchdowns today for Alcorn State, and they lead Southern, the defending conference champs, 49-16. Anthony Williams got a bit overshadowed a bit by Ragsdale, but Anthony's having a fine day of his own. Southern actually led this game 7-0, but it's now 49-16 Alcorn State. 8:31 to go in the fourth quarter from here in Lorman, Mississippi.
Mark, you don't want to talk over the dancing dolls. Those are the world-renowned dancing dolls.
My audio commentary should not affect your visual pleasure.
Owe them apology. I thought they might have been upstaged a little bit by the Golden Girls this particular occasion, but
Anthony Williams, 1-yard touchdown run, capping off that last drive. A short kick. Danny Johnson returning. Johnson all the way to midfield. Well, Monday it's a meeting between two playoff teams from last season. Tom Brady leads the Patriots into Arrowhead, where Alex Smith and the Kansas City Chiefs look to build off their first win of the season last week which came to against Miami. It's Monday Night Football. Patriots Chiefs Monday at 8:15 Eastern on ESPN. No other night is Monday nights.
Tom Brady, the only quarterback in the NFL this season that has not
thrown
an interception.
Right. You know, he and Peyton just keep on going. But Tom Brady may play another 4 or 5 years. Think that's possible?
Oh, yeah. The system they have and the tools they put around him. Keep in mind, he and Peyton Manning have something else in common. They don't get hit a lot.
Right.
You can play in the NFL if you don't get hit a lot.
And of course, when he did get hit below the knees, they changed the rules.
Changed the rules for him.
It's good to have that kind of power. Howard look left, now throws right to the sidelines, and nope. Morgan incomplete.
You remember when we were down on the field in the pregame and we saw that the players were really fired up and going at each other?
Oh, yeah.
There were a couple coaches from Southern that actually showed the Alcorn players their championship ring. And they said, hey, we've got this. You're trying to get it. I don't know if that was a good move.
Yeah, you probably don't want to.
That fired up these boys. And, I mean, they came out here playing like we're on a quest for a championship. We don't want to beat them. We want to beat them down. And 49-16 says they've done a pretty good job of that.
That's deflected and intercepted. Devon Francois with the pick and the return up to the 42-yard line. Well, they've deflected a number of balls today, Jay. Then it seemed inevitable they were finally going to get one.
Fortunately, you know what they've done all day is just leave your feet. When the quarterback has the ball back, leave your feet if you can't get to them and look up, and they've taken advantage of the tip balls.
And that one deflected off the Southern receiver, but nonetheless.
Wow.
Francois with the pick. That's his second interception of the year, 18-yard return.
We just saw this stat, and we talk about finishing finishing the deal. What they did in the first half, they didn't finish. Well, how about this? Alcorn State, their last 3 drives, 98, 87, and 71 yards, all ending in touchdowns. That's thorough.
Well, Anthony Williams may be finished for the night here, but he has a career high 151 yards. His previous high had been 87, so it's his first 100-plus yard rushing game, and he does it in style with a career high 151 today.
And always great when you do it on national TV when Mark Neely comes in town.
And a couple of TDs.
He had a great night, but everybody's going to be talking about that Ragsdale run.
Lenoris Footman is the new quarterback, so Zach Gibbs may be finished as well. Robert Clay getting some carries. Robert, who's a senior out of Nashville, Tennessee. There's Lenoris Footman, who is a redshirt freshman out of Florida. I really like his arm. Guy who won a state title in high school.
And I think you said it right. They really like. You can stop it right there. They really like him. They think he's going to be a special player. Clearly, it's John Gibbs' team. They said that. But Footman is a good one.
Another run for Clay, which, you know, sets up because, you know, Gibbs is only a sophomore.
That was a junior.
Or junior, I'm sorry. And you have
Footman,
who's a redshirt freshman.
Yeah.
So he's kind of the guy sitting there waiting, but.
And you know, I think for you, if you're Gibbs, what do? You just keep saying, just keep winning. Just look at the scoreboard, rack up the W's. Don't worry about, you know, spring football, somebody comes out and becomes a fan favorite and arm may be a little bit stronger. I think you just focus on winning football games. And I don't know any coach that has benched a winner. Winners find their way on the field, particularly teams that quarterbacks that win championships.
Josh Ivory to the 45, just a couple of yards from the first down.
Now, do they do this on purpose? Because when I saw him running, he runs like Darren Sproles. Ivory, and he's wearing number 43.
Right, there you go.
And then you look at the stat sheet and you see he's 5'5", 150 pounds.
We'll have to ask him, but I bet, you know, and he grew up in Riverside, California, not far, you know, San Diego's not too terribly far from there. And Sproles spent a lot of time there early in his career.
They got an Alcorn version of Darren Sproles.
So I guess what you have.
And he hasn't played until late in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
So the cupboard is full. Here in Lorman, Mississippi, it seems. Ivory with another carry. But you know what? They better not shut their toolbox here because they've got a short week. And a really, really good football team is going to be here on Thursday. It's going to be fun for you and I to be here and have that game on ESPNU.
Man, I mean, that's one of those Battle of the Titans. We haven't had one of those in quite some time. Regular season play, Alabama State versus Alcorn. All your star power is going to be there. You know, like Cyrus is coming, Duhart's coming. You know that offensive line led by Love is coming. And Alcorn, they're going to be here too. These same players we saw, it's going to be a good one.
You know, and after that battle, they have a little time. They have 9 days till their next game. But that's at Grambling State. Grambling's obviously gotten much better.
Yep. And that's the one game I think that they have to be careful of because that's on the road. I think they play the rest of the teams at home. But they go to Grambling. They host Alabama State here. Who else? They have some other teams that they host.
They have Texas Southern here. They do go to Prairie View and Alabama A&M, but Arkansas Pine Bluff and Jackson State come here.
Come here. Right. And that Jackson State game, last game of the year, that's traditional. They used to call it the Capital City Classic. Now the schools have decided to make it a home-and-home series. Jackson doesn't like coming up here. For years, they always played Alcorn in Jackson in the bowl there, but no, Alcorn said we want to host that game here on campus as well. And
can't blame them.
That upset some people, but now it's working out to Alcorn State's advantage. They have a lot of things lining up well for the Braves this year.
So going forward on 4th and short, Clay keeps the drive alive, and once they move the chains, we'll keep the clock moving with just over 4.5 minutes to go.
And you look at the scoreboard and say 49-16. Why are you going forward on 4th down? I think they're doing that just as a courtesy to Southern. Let's control the clock. We're going to run it. If Southern were to get the ball, they'd have to throw the ball some more. And you don't want them to have to say mercy, so I think Alcorn's doing the right thing, just running out the clock here. Now, this part here, I can't agree. All that goes out the window now. See? That all goes out the window. I just set you up for being sportsmen and doing everything right. Then you come out and you throw the ball on 1st down.
To a freshman, redshirt freshman, Sama, and a 1st down to the 25. That wasn't a courtesy. That was just going for the jugular, even when it's been out of reach for a while.
And I think on that one, Coach Hops is going to go to the sideline and kind of tell him that's it. That should be the last pass.
Well, option, but he's going to keep it. And Footman spinning all the way around to another 1st down. It appears at the 15-yard line. Brought down by Martin Henry.
And go back to Coach Jay Hobson and the job he's done. No easy task taking the job at Alcorn. I remember when they hired Hobson at Alcorn, my quote at the time was, this is not a job that everybody's knocking down the door to go get. So when you have somebody that's from the area that has Division I experience and thinks they can turn it around, I commend the university for taking that chance, because the university was highly criticized for being the one to integrate the SWAC to Caucasian head coaches. But at the same time, as he was, taking this, he believed in it. And I thought it all fit. Because, I mean, you can take a look at the Mississippi Ties. I mean, he's from Vicksburg, right up the road. And you see all right there, there's a bunch of Mississippi Ties, and he's been able to recruit some good players. And he thought he knew what it'd take. And when you talk to him, he said, I used to spend my summers on the Alcorn State campus.
Tough to pass a guy up like that has that connection to your school, white or black. And into the end zone. Josh Ivory. His 2nd rushing touchdown of the season. A very Darren Sproles-like run, pinballing into the end zone.
Hey, Alcorn Braves, welcome to ESPNU. You point out the sign, we'll find you. I like that.
Yeah, they can just keep that and bring it back on Thursday. We'll find him again. So the Southern California native Josh Ivory with a touchdown. McCraney on for the point after. And perfect. 56-16. 6th rushing touchdown tonight for Alcorn State. Pouring it on, an impressive showing on their home field.
be in trouble this evening, you got a good man in front of you.
What makes a champion? It starts with desire.
ESPNU College Football Primetime is presented by McDonald's. I'm loving it.
Great to have you with us from Lorman, Mississippi. 56-16 Alcorn State. Southern had an early 7-0 lead in this game. And Alcorn State has poured it on. Ernesto Santillan, a senior out of Mexico, kicks off this time for Alcorn State. And Johnson runs it up to the 17-yard line. Well, in case you missed it, video of that last touchdown now posted on the Sports Center app. Available on your mobile devices and tablets whenever you need it. That last touchdown for Josh Ivory.
I'll give you a wild prediction.
What you got?
Going out on a limb, wild prediction.
Okay.
For the first time in a long time, Bayou Classic is going to mean something.
What's going to mean something?
The Bayou Classic is going to mean something.
Grambling State's back.
Southern and Grambling. I think Southern, they're getting beat right now, but they're going to regroup from this. They're going to become a better team off of this.
Well, that's going to be my point here, Jay. Let's not kick dirt on the defending conference champs just yet. This is going to be their first conference loss in 11 months. They have their homecoming game against Arkansas Pine Bluff next week. Then they're at Alabama A&M, both very winnable games.
Yep.
And then they're at Jackson State on the 25th of October. That'll be a challenge.
It'll be a challenge, but keep in mind they're in the Western Division of the SWAC. So obviously they missed Dre Joseph. So their quarterback has to emerge. One of these freshmen has to emerge and play well to get them there. But when you look at the conference, it's almost like SEC East and West. Well, when you talk about the SWAC, the West is up for grabs. I mean, you got Grambling, who is going to be in first place after today, maybe. I mean, Prairie View's already gotten beat already. Texas Southern, are they for real? They're getting beat pretty handily by Alabama State. So you got a Southern in there. You got Arkansas Pine Bluff, who we saw, who's clearly rebuilding.
Yes.
One of those teams is going to make it to Houston for the SWAC championship.
Yeah, somebody's got to go.
And that's why I'm saying the Bayou Classic is going to mean something this year.
Yeah, that's the last game of the season, the regular season, November 29th.
I mean, it used to be for years, winner of that game won the SWAC. And then in recent years made it to the SWAC championship. I think they're going back to that.
Howard hands it off. Herbert Edwards down the sideline. Edwards, a redshirt freshman out of New Orleans, tackled by Desmond Stevenson. The young player with a nice run here late in the game.
Yeah, coaches told us we would see Edwards in this football game. Thought we might see him earlier. Nice move in space. Juke defender, finish off the run as well. Edwards getting an opportunity to play because of the injuries we discussed earlier to Crockett and Bracken at the running back position for Southern.
35-yard run for Edwards and a first down. So we have a minute to play. Edwards kicking it outside again for a hard-fought couple of yards. Our coverage of HBCU football resumes this Thursday night on ESPNU at 7:30. Alabama State right here in Lorman to take on Alcorn State. In Arizona, Oregon. That's Thursday at 10:30. Pac-12 showdown. A New Solomon in Arizona against Marcus Mariota at number 2 Oregon.
And this score sent shockwaves through HBCU football. For Alcorn to beat Southern and put 56 points on them, everybody's saying, whoa. And then for Alabama State to be leading Texas Southern already 31-3 early in that contest. There, it's going to be something special on Thursday. Make sure you join us.
That's going to be fun. Thursday nights, Alabama State, Alcorn State right back here. So a short week for Jay Hobson and the Braves. They got to get ready for that one.
Enjoy it for about 10 seconds, then get to work, and we'll see everybody next Thursday.
Once again, our final score, Alcorn State 56 and Southern 16. I'll send you to Sports Center U with Brendan Fitzgerald and Jason Sehorn. Alcorn State so impressive tonight. Good night from Lorman.
Week 5 saw 2 top 10 teams on the ropes. The Seminoles trying to rally in Raleigh, while Arkansas and A&M needed extra football